pre-pod discussions are always important, but it is nice to get.
Often they're too like personal to film.
Yeah, like if we like a Patreon one day, sure, like we could.
But we would have to just cut names.
We could talk like some real spill, but here is strictly ball. Ladies and gentlemen.
Did it go from spill to tea? From tea to spill? Either way.
Well, real spill. Well, I mean, if you're spilling, you're
spilling the beans.
If you're spilling the beans, you could spill the tea. You could spill anything. It's a real spill. So
I left out the verb from the tea part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're just spilling it. Anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. You got me. You got Devan, and we got Shane on the end. We got a variety of fans in the building. We got Ravens fans. We got Atlanta fans. We got Commanders fans.
Jaden McDaniels, baby.
And honestly, it might be the first year in a while where I don't know who's gonna be the most disappointed by the end of the season. Out of us three,
the motherfucker who's paying their quarterback $40 million for no reason.
I mean, we're 5-3, so I mean,
scrubs.
Number one in our division.
Scrub a dub.
Make the playoffs.
And I'm Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. See, it's really me. It's really me or you, because
I can't lose. I'm putting no hope into the season.
Okay, it's really me or Shane because, I mean, yeah, y'all Falcons definitely got something to prove.
The only bad thing would be if the bad thing happens.
Yeah, well,
I'm not gonna say it, but if that happens,
what?
Somebody gets
like an injury or something. Oh well, obviously, if we're talking health, then yeah,
that would be the only bad thing about this season.
But we're talking fully healthy.
But we could lose out. I don't care.
What to expect from Washington isn't losing out, especially since they get to play the damn Giants this week, so they're not losing out. But we do have all of Week 9's games to get into.
They really still can't stand to lose a bunch more games.
To be fair, going in, I didn't think the Jets were going to win. So
I'm going to be honest. Once I saw that Nico was out, I was going to text you, and I forgot. I was going to say Jets.
I mean, Nico, and I don't know.
Because Nico and Steph made that tough. Tank balled, I think.
It's just the way that, like, I don't know. I mean, it's to this point where every single week I was still giving the Jets the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't I couldn't keep giving it to them when it's like,
Agreed.
all right, they're playing a 6-2 team.
Yeah.
Now,
when's it gonna turn?
Have either of y'all, because I honestly probably should have done this before the pod, looked at what's going on with CJ?
What, 11 of 30?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
Injury?
Yes.
No.
Injury. I didn't hear anything about
Can we get
fact check?
I'll just say, because if we can get what's going on with CJ's injury, that would be interesting, because he got hurt. What, second quarter, third quarter? I can't remember how early he got hurt, but he got hurt, went down, and kind of, I don't know. There were moments where he seemed like he was running a little gingerly, or was wincing a little bit, and then he went down again at the end of the game. Right, the final throw at the end of the game, he was slow to get up. So I don't know what his injury is, but if CJ is going to start having to deal with some injuries. Diggs is out for the year. You said Nico was out?
Nico's been out since week 5, which I didn't know. He won't be back till week 10.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Now, there were still some crazy play for CJ to tank.
Yeah, of course.
Still looked insane.
Joe Mixon was also running very
Mixon was moving. It says a leg injury by CJ.
Okay.
But I doubt.
Ooh, it's causing a noise. Your phone. That's insane. I haven't heard the noise since 22. Either way though, okay. So leg injury. We probably won't get an update until what, mid Tuesday. I'd probably say Tuesday. We'll probably get once this week wraps up. We'll probably get news on that. And I guess the good thing is he is at least gonna get an extra couple of days of rest.
Yeah.
Because it was on Thursday and not on Sunday.
Yeah, they said he exited before halftime. Obviously, came back out.
No, he finished the game.
But still was, 11 for 30?
Yeah,
59 passer rating. Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the Texans' game to lose, and they lost it. The Jets played well, but still not very scary of a team.
All right. So, sounds like you didn't watch much.
I watched the game.
Oh, you watched the game?
Mm-hmm.
So how many points did the Jets score?
21.
How many points should they have scored?
A few more.
28 points.
Oh,
so first of
big
all,
bros.
okay.
I don't
So-
know how this still happens in the NFL.
So-
there should be a rule on every team that you have to walk through the entire end zone and then drop the ball.
Now I'll give it to you, Shane. Kyle Pitts, it was way more close.
Yes.
It was way closer. Like the
closer.
Kyle Pitts one, it was like, ooh. But because they gave him the tutty, it's like there's not enough evidence. This one
It was a
was
whole
like
foot.
he was a damn
was
yard
by
at the
himself,
1
too.
yard line, throwing it behind him. I don't understand how okay, so we would be ridiculed or criticized. Like we would be looked at as weirdos as being like on the couch on Sundays watching professional athletes and criticizing them for
course.
being that dumb.
Yes.
But I remember being young, watching Deshaun Jackson
Drop it, yeah.
flick it,
Throw
and
it.
ever since that, thinking like, wow, like how could a like I remember like maybe I was this naive, or had more hope in humanity when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like when I remember seeing that, being like, well, at least nobody else will ever do that again.
Yep.
And it has happened probably 100 times since, just on camera. I can't
Yeah.
imagine how many times it's happened without us
In
not
real
even
life.
knowing about it.
Yeah.
But that, and I believe he was a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah. If he had scored a touchdown, that's a huge for him, and now he's looked at as a jackass.
And they were
Which
still
sucks.
able to win. Devontae took a big hit after a good play, a good play, but then came back and got his touchdown. But the Jets, I'll pull it up and take a look. The Jets got an uphill battle.
Big time.
I mean,
They still got one or two. They got two against the Bills, no? They haven't played the Bills yet, right?
they lost to the Bills 2
Okay.
weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at this
Yes,
point, I
yeah.
believe.
Never mind.
Let's take a look at the Jets because what are they? They're, I mean,
3-6.
so they're 3-6. All right, so 3-6. They got Arizona, which I mean,
Very doable.
I say it's pretty doable, yeah.
then they got the Colts.
Also doable.
Flacco led Colts. Yeah.
So let's say they go into their bye week 5-6. Then they got the Seahawks, 6-6.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they got
I feel like that's gonna be a battle for them though.
then they got Miami.
We don't know how Miami's going to look.
Yeah, depends on how Miami looks. Cause what's the word? Did Tua
But
play
again,
last week?
the thing is, it's like
Tua did play last week.
he did, yeah,
7-6.
maybe
Maybe.
And they play the Jacksonville Jaguars,
could be 8-6.
8-6.
The Rams
Rams?
definitely win that game.
All right,
You said they got an uphill battle. That ain't as uphill as I thought it
Rams.
was.
All right, if it's Rams and you want to go 9-6, they're beating Miami, which is 10-6, and then we're talking the one game versus Buffalo, which will put them at either 9-8 or 10-7,
Is that enough to make playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
or no, they're 10-6, so they could be 11-6 or 9-7.
Oh, okay.
9
No,
and 8.
10-7.
10 and 7.
They're 10-6. They could be 10-7 or 11-6.
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like there's more toss-ups. I feel like Dolphins is a toss-up.
But we're
But
basically
no, the thing is like there were so many games already this year where they were supposed to win. They were supposed to fuck teams up, and they don't show up. They lose to the Pats. They lose to I can't remember who else they lost to, but they're losing games they're not supposed to lose. They did pull this one out.
I guess-
If it was a fully healthy team, probably would have been a little bit tougher, but
So I guess the question is, I mean, because this is what you're basically you're asking them to do is, can they win out and maybe lose a game?
they can lose 2 depending on how the AFC goes, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of 9-win spots left in the AFC.
9-8.
How many winning
The
teams
last
are in
wild
the
card
AFC as of
might be
right
there.
now? 'Cause you got like what? Undefeated Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers.
Oh, how many winning teams? I mean, well, the fact that the Broncos are 5-3
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
alone.
Broncos are also 5-3.
But
Who
no,
did I just say?
You said Broncos.
he was just
Oh! I'm sorry. I thought I said somebody different, and you added on. And I was like, my brain, I lost it. But-
confirmation.
So let's go to the stats. Over to the AFC. So 6-2 Bills,
Yeah.
6-2 Steelers, 5-3 Ravens, 6-3 Texans. Colts are 4-4, and we're gonna talk about the Colts and what they could potentially do with a better quarterback.
There's no question about
Now?
that quarterback. Yeah.
Chiefs are 7-0. Broncos are 5-3. Chargers are 4-3.
Forgot about
Honestly, it's still not as scary as I thought it was, especially with this win. If they went 2-7, then yes, it's an immediate. They have to win out almost. Now, things are going to open up if they continue to play well.
But if you ask me right now, like, okay, so 7 playoff spots, say Bills,
Ravens,
you can go Ravens or Steelers. Either way, I'm going to give both of them a spot.
yeah,
Right.
Texans, Chiefs. That's 5 right there. So that's 5 spots.
Jags at 2-6.
What are we looking?
Broncos
What are we
yet?
looking at? So they're going to probably be battling with the Broncos and the Chargers now.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to play each other.
And Texans too. But
They
Well,
are.
I'm saying Texans win the South.
Yeah.
I'll say the Texans win the AFC South. Buffalo wins the East. The Chiefs win the West, and Ravens win the North. And I think the Steelers or the Ravens, either one, whoever doesn't win the North, make the wild card spot. Then we're looking at, can the Jets finish better than the Chargers or the Broncos? Now,
Which they can.
the Broncos have to play Kansas City twice. And they have to play Kansas City again, who they've lost to already this season. So I'm not going to lie. All right, can y'all listen to this real quick? I mean, I think you're already seeing it. But no, the Broncos, they played the Chargers once and lost to them.
Yeah.
They have to
But
play
they have
them
to play
again.
the Chiefs twice.
They have to play the Chiefs twice. The Broncos have to play Baltimore, Kansas City, Atlanta. Then they got to play the Raiders, which is like, okay. Then they got to play Cleveland. Then they get a bye week. Then they got the Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Chiefs.
They're not making the playoffs.
The Broncos aren't making the playoffs.
That's an incredibly hard schedule compared to the Jets. And still, we have no idea why they're
Especially
5-3.
for a
They
rookie
should not be 5-3.
I mean, their defense has been balling this year. I'm not gonna lie.
And then the Colts have the Vikings, the Bills, the Jets, the Lions. Oh my God! So Vikings, Bills, Jets, Lions.
This was the Colts schedule.
This is the Colts' next 4 games.
Yikes.
Then they have the Patriots bye week, Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jags. Okay, so
It's
they
an
got
easy last 4. Yeah.
they got an easy 4 and then an easy 5, really, because they got Patriots, Broncos, Titans,
Fair.
Giants,
They have a
Jags.
tough 4 in there. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting too. But if they lose those 4, they're sitting at 9-8. Jets, I mean, it's real. So honestly, I think people are a lot. It's
If they had lost that game,
yes,
then it's time to say, hey, fuck it. This team, because, I mean, if they lose to a beat-down Texans, it just shows that this team isn't ready. So, again, we don't know who they're going to beat, but now that they beat the Texans, we can map out and say they're probably going to win most of their final games,
I don't think.
which could put them in the playoffs.
And I think it's way less panic mode than just a couple days ago
Of course, yeah.
or 2 days ago. I mean,
Having
on
3
Wednesday.
wins now it should ease up the rest of that team, but they still have to go out and perform and stay out of injury territory. Lazard just got hurt, I think.
I will
He
say.
was out this week.
And-
Garrett's back.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Also,
Garrett-
the shin thing again. I still don't get it, but 'cause
okay.
that happened to y'all in that Jags game.
Well,
was
no,
the
the
shin down.
I don't know. Remember, it was the foot thing.
It was like
The
no, it was
one
the
foot-
foot was down, but then the shin rolled over and stayed in
the same
bounds.
thing happened in the Steelers game with George Pickens.
But it didn't.
But he tapped one foot twice.
He tapped his foot.
His right foot twice.
That's it.
Left his other one up.
If he would have fell and that same foot that he tapped with would have fell on his shin, okay, it would have gave it to him.
Yeah.
But that's why people are like, I don't really understand like why people are mad at this. Like, I understand, like, okay, maybe a drop pass that people are angry about, or a PI that people are angry about that could be decisive, or maybe a striker's box, or you know whatever, or what are they? What is a batter's box? Like batter's box. Like I'm saying, like anything that might be
Strike zone.
a little bit decisive. This is like, it's like a rule.
Yeah.
Like if you tap your foot
And the shin.
and then tap, just continue to tap that same foot and never get that other foot down.
You're talking about with Pickens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're out.
That doesn't count as 2 feet. Yeah.
Like I know it sucks. Like it sucks.
But
that,
here's the thing: if you catch a pass and then say at the same time you hurt your knee and you 1 foot jump to the end zone, is that not a catch?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
So if you catch a pass at say the fucking 20-yard line,
Okay.
and you cannot put your left foot down because you tore your ACL, and you 1 foot jump to the end zone.
Well, that's different. The ball
Is
just
that
has to
not a
cross the
catch?
plane.
Yeah. The ball just has to make it across the plane.
I know, but is it not a catch? He has the same foot in twice.
I mean,
or
if he's on the
multiple
20,
times.
he's doing a good amount of running.
But
before
if
he-
Pickens gets the same foot down twice, how is that not a catch?
But what are you...
I'm saying if you never put that left foot down after you make a catch, is it still not a catch?
After the catch?
Yeah, you catch it and you never put your other foot down.
Bro, I mean, let it... Okay, if that's the hill you want to die on,
No,
bro,
but I'm just saying, like, if
because-
you tap both feet, it
I'm not
should
going to
count.
sit here and give you an actual answer because I don't know. Like, why would you even ask something like that? I have no
Because-
clue, bro.
because
Do
if it
you
was-
have an answer for that?
I mean,
But no, if it was another situation and you just 1 foot jump,
That would never happen, though. Like, if
it
somebody...
just happened.
No. If somebody caught it inbounds
But I'm saying
on
in a
one leg,
freak occurrence,
jumped all the way to the goal line and crossed it,
or even just
yeah, no.
even just jumped a few times and then jumped out of bounds. Like 1 foot, you get 3 jumps on one leg and you're out of bounds. Is that not possession?
No.
Really? I think it is.
It's not, though.
I think George Pickens touchdowns
What
should
you
count.
no, fuck no.
Yes.
What you just absolutely not. What you just said was if somebody caught it, hopped 3 times on the same foot and never got that other foot down.
Yeah.
No, this ain't college. This ain't college,
Look-
bro. Look at the rule
What
book.
if they
This
ran
ain't
100
college.
yards on 1 foot?
Let me see it happen one day, and I'll give you an answer.
Okay. But it is weird.
But no, now that you
like you
word
can
it like
put
that,
2 feet, 2 of the same foot down.
but if you catch the ball and hop 20 yards and never put that other foot down,
Yeah.
nah.
For real?
How?
Because you have possession. You're in bounds. You caught the ball,
But did you?
and you made a football move.
But I'm saying that would never happen. So it's like that's just like physically that physically wouldn't happen.
But
So,
now we have the
wow.
I've never seen a 2 foot down catch ever. Two of the same foot down, and then I've never seen that. I don't know what the call would be.
So like yes, if in that Hail Mary, if he would have twinkle toed on 1 foot and caught it,
Mm-hmm.
and then hopped all the way to the sideline like celebrating, it would have been a touchdown.
But I think there would have been a rule change for that. No.
yeah, maybe you can be the one to make this movement, make the change in the future, Devin.
I
but-
call it the GP rule.
At the end of the day, though, no, that's shin is a whole different conversation. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it a catch, and if that's how they want to do it,
Also, they're comparing it to Odell. It's a cool catch, but it's not Odell level. It was a nice snag. It's not.
It was pretty up there.
No, it's a dope catch. I don't think.
all right, okay. I don't want to be that guy, but we're being very subjective, like a bit very like I always mess up the
Objective
adjective.
or subjective?
We're being very subjective. Well, okay.
Subjective is your opinion.
Like, okay, none of us are fucking pro NFL athletes.
Yes.
So we're not going to sit here and act like either of those catches are, like, not impressive.
No,
Sure.
Very impressive.
But if you compare it, in my eyes, maybe we need, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson to come here and explain it and hear me out. I'm just saying, in terms of gravity, catching a ball back here is easier than catching it up there.
Sure.
Gravity's going to help you, it's falling into your hand instead of you grabbing it out of the air. So, I don't know if, to me, Odell's catch was more impressive than Garrett Wilson's catch. But at the same time, I don't think Odell's catch was the greatest catch of all time. Like everybody else.
The
acts like
moment
it is.
was definitely a factor in that. If that happened,
It was a great
at
moment.
if that happened at 1 o'clock on a Sunday, it's a
The
different
only
thing.
other argument was I think Odell had 2 people on him.
No, he won't.
I mean,
No,
but
he
it was a
won't.
PI.
It was Brandon Carr, no?
though.
Brandon
But okay, but either way, I'm saying like it was a great moment. Like it was it was social media era. Had this happened,
2014.
had this happened in 2003, it would have just been like, yo, you ever saw that Odell catch?
Yeah.
Which one? Oh,
Yeah.
he had like a crazy one-handed. Like no, everybody knows what the catch is.
Yes.
But it's kind of like
That's the greatest catch I've ever seen.
yeah, it's like but I don't know. I think
I mean, Garrett's catch
It's
is
crazy
dope.
that 2 crazy catches happened in New York.
No, it's not crazy at all.
never mind.
Say it. Say it.
There's been a lot of catches in New York, bro. A lot of things have caught a lot of things in New York. I'm just saying.
2 of them. Double time.
But look, listen.
A sad
Either way,
Tuesday.
I don't know if those 2 catches are the best catches of all time. I mean, you can go down the list of like what's more impressive, the ones where they bobble, and finally figure out how to get to it. Jermaine Curse. See, but that's even easier when we're talking gravity. Bro, just it fell in it.
It fell in.
But like, okay, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to strike a nerve, Shane, but how impressive was Julian Edelman's catch?
Shut up. Don't even speak.
No, for real.
Nah, he's gonna hate.
He's not.
I was gonna hate, but it was pretty impressive.
Like I'm saying, like to be right off the ground,
get a pinky under it.
You know, like to me, and that still might not be the best ever, but that's a different type of catch than just snagging it. But I don't know.
And also like the one-handed catch has become more prevalent,
more popularized
than it used to be. But no, when Odell made that catch, it was like you're not supposed to catch with one hand. He's got his other arm being tugged, and then pause, and then his leg was getting tugged, and then Sean Watson, and then goes up and snags with one hand on Sunday night.
Monday night?
Monday
no,
night?
Sunday night. Sunday night for sure.
It was on
Chris
NFL
Collins
Network. Yeah. It wasn't ESPN.
No, it wasn't NFL Network.
It was whatever Sunday night is.
Sunday
NBC,
night.
NBC.
Sunday night, yeah, NBC. So, I guess that's the only other thing that I want to say is Jets defense. Their secondary looks so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I don't know why.
Sauce had a bad penalty, no?
Yeah,
Sauce does not look good.
No, Sauce. Everyone says this about Sauce. Sauce is a kind of like how you talk about Travis Hunter. He's like putting his hands on you all the time.
Well, yeah,
he's very physical.
He's a man-to-man guy.
Like Shane, you're you seem like a DB guy. Like you were the one that was like, nah, Denver, like they got the best DBs in the league, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then when I looked, I was like, okay, like there's definitely arguments. But what's wrong with Sauce and the Jets?
What's wrong with Sauce and the Jets? I mean,
because I thought their DBs were I mean,
that's the thing. I mean, it might have to do a little bit with just not having Saul as their coach. He was a DC guy, so he probably schemed up a little bit better.
Shit, but even before that,
I mean,
the first 5
the
weeks
Jets were really like, Saucy's also a man-to-man corner, and they might just be playing a little bit more zone, so he probably is just not, keeping up as much.
Which y'all saw where Robert Saleh is working now.
Where I haven't seen.
Where'd he go?
Green Bay.
Green Bay, yes.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about assistant something.
He's just he's some type of
coach.
Yeah, he's some type of assistant, or he's gonna help with whatever. I can't honestly give you his title.
It might be good for them in their defense. I mean, who knows?
Well, that's where Saleh, and that was the big thing with Saleh. It was like he's such a defensive dude, and he should be. And then you bring in Nathaniel Hackett,
on paper,
who's
you look at that Jets
terrible
team,
as an
their
OC.
defense is good. I mean, like their D line,
their front eight,
that whole team is great.
Their front eight is crazy.
The front eight is tough.
And then you had someone like Sauce, and then you had was it Taron Johnson? Is his name?
I would say you're the DB guy.
Yeah,
I can't give you that.
And DJ Reed. I mean, they got.
Oh, DJ Reed had a great game though.
Yeah,
is it DJ Reader?
No, Reed.
DJ Reed.
Reed. You're thinking of
Who's Reader?
You're thinking of the lineman.
I think Panthers.
Yes.
I don't know where he is now. I remember he was on.
He got moved.
He was on Cincy for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah,
something like that.
But no, DJ Reed though, he had a really good game last night. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sauce just might end up being one of them overrated DBs. Like, I mean, and he didn't even really get to have his like Trayvon Diggs year.
No,
like where it was
where he's picking everything.
I mean,
yeah.
But then again, he's not more like a pick. He's more like a shutdown receiver. Like I think last year he had the most consecutive non-touchdowns allowed.
Yeah,
okay.
he's there to lock you up.
I'll give it to him.
Trayvon was just picking bros off and letting up.
And that was the year he played
everybody.
against he didn't allow a touchdown against against Jettas and CD and all them. But
that's a team that smoked.
Because Kirk was throwing them.
That's a team that smoked New York, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over in London.
In London.
Yeah.
They
was they smoking?
I think Jettas broke his streak. I think Jettas scored on him that game.
Minnesota.
Didn't they get close at the end or no? It was like 30-23 or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. I remember them getting absolutely slaughtered. If it was.
Yeah.
if it was to if, I don't know.
I know
I
know
The
Minnesota
Jets'
went up
first
early
four
in that
losses
game.
were all like bad.
All right, let's predict these games.
All right.
We got Week 9 predictions, all 15 games or 14 games coming up this week. First game is Dallas versus Atlanta.
Continue.
Shane?
Guess I'm going first.
Of course.
Okay.
Shane, I mean, I'll say y'all better blow these boys out.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna run the ball. They can't stop the run. That's what they showing all season, right?
Mhm.
I mean, we get the run game going. I see there's no reason why we lose.
Now, how many picks is Kirk throwing?
I think you're exaggerating how many picks he throws.
He hasn't thrown them all yet. He's got to get them out though.
I feel like he got his
Good
picks
15 to 20.
I feel like he got his picks earlier out the year, like against better defenses, like the Steelers and Tampa Bay. So
Potentially.
and we're gonna be running the ball a lot, so I don't see. It might be a slow game for our receivers, but Bijan might have 100. I feel like we give Bijan and Algier some
Algier,
touches.
Algiers, yeah.
Get both of them at least 15.
Algiers.
And
But I mean, Dallas can't stop either one.
No.
Like I don't know if y'all necessarily have to rely on the run game. Like,
they're not stopping Drake and Pitts and all them.
and the one thing that I do think y'all struggle with a little bit on the defensive side of the ball, y'all don't have to worry about, which is stopping the run.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, y'all got to stop Zeke. If y'all
Zeke's
don't
gonna
stop
have a cool
Zeke,
15 yards.
okay, then Robert Kraft's living until he's 150. Or Robert
we don't
Kraft.
stop
Jerry
Zeke.
Jones
Yeah.
is living until 150.
Robert's
already 150.
will be
Zeke,
150.
we need to go out and get a pass rusher ASAP
No,
for like a 5th-round pick.
it's just a
Who needs
new
to get a pass
team.
rusher?
Us.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. I do have some trade candidates for, because we are coming out. November 5th is the trade deadline. So 5 days. 5 days. So
Y'all need Chase Young.
I don't think I want Chase Young.
Nobody wants Chase Young.
Darius Smith.
Ooh,
We'll
Zadusi.
talk about that. We'll talk about that. So you're just going to have hella old Ravens.
Yeah.
Matt Judon, Zadarius Smith.
much.
Maybe I'll trade for y'all.
Maybe Eddie Jackson.
Y'all bring Calais Campbell back.
Yeah.
Just have hella old Ravens. I'm going Atlanta.
I'm going Atlanta as well.
What a hater, bro! You're such a hater.
I know.
I can't wait to see y'all play this week.
Are the Cowboys really going to go 3-5?
I mean,
And y'all going to be 6-3?
Yeah.
No.
6-3.
Dak needs to have a good game.
Who says it's not?
Kirk's
gonna
coming off a bad one, no?
be- it's not gonna be against
Is
us.
Kirk coming off a bad game?
No, he's coming off a good game. We just worked Tampa Bay. We put 30 on them.
Yeah, no. Kirk had a good game and had 4 passing touchdowns. One of them shouldn't have been counted, but I'm saying even if you took away Kyle Pitts' big old mistake, Kirk had a good game against Tampa. Which I'm
going to be honest. This is probably stupid, and I don't really care. And it's not on Shane hate.
wow.
It's more so that I think this is crunch time for Dallas. I think Atlanta's running high. I know we talked about all the reasons why Atlanta should win. But this is the NFL. And I think Dallas is going to take one home.
That is insane. Okay,
It's nuts. It's nuts, but I don't care.
So you're going Dallas.
I am.
You're going with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going with Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Sadusi Lamb.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah. I think they need it. I think they'll go out and do it. In Atlanta, what's his nuts talks about go to your house, take over their house. Dak's going to come in and
Walk in your trap, take over.
What he say?
walk in the trap, take over your trap, no cap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
all
like
that trap, cap, flap.
Yo, you liked it when he was a Redskin.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's bugging me right now.
But he was never going to do nothing for us.
There was a time where you
like that.
were walking around. You like that.
You like that.
that.
I agree.
And now that you got a good quarterback,
I agree.
Now that they get
I've been
jaded,
shitting on
they get
Kirk's
a good
for
quarterback,
a
and all of a
while.
sudden Kirk Cousins is the worst quarterback. He's on
No.
Jameis's level of flipping flopping
Yes.
every week.
Yes.
No.
No, he's a mid-level quarterback who's not going to take Atlanta to deep in the playoffs.
Is Kirk Cousins top 15?
What happened last time Kirk was in the playoffs? They lost to the Giants. So, is Kirk top 15? Yeah. But Baker doesn't have a
I
chip
think
either.
you're over-exaggerating his need to do much with the people we have surrounded with him.
Yeah.
No, I think Kirk needs to be good on this team. Kirk cannot make mistakes. Kirk is prone to making silly mistakes, losing
That's
games.
the thing. We have a good O-line. He doesn't feel that pressure. And if he does, he could take a sack. We'll punt. Our defense is good enough to get us the ball back. I mean,
He might.
If anything, your kicker needs to stop fucking around.
yeah, our kicker is.
Yeah, you might need to change your team
Young
name, now, brother.
Hokubi, he pissing me off.
He be missing the easy ones, but then to be nailing 50
Yeah.
yarders.
Well,
Like,
and I knew, and I saw that the miss last week. I was like, he's gonna miss this. Watch, and he, ding. I was like,
Boom.
yeah, I don't understand.
But yeah,
that.
an ill-advised pick for Dallas because it's the NFL.
Completely off subject. We'll talk Denver and Baltimore after this. Fairbarn, Houston's
I was
kicker.
about to say, another thing,
Jesus
a lot of points
Christ.
were left
Yeah.
off the board for them too because he missed
Brutal.
a 20-yarder, dinked off, made a lot.
Boom. It was a boom.
Like, and that was after he had made a field goal, but then it was a penalty, and they got the first down.
Yes.
Stood it and scored.
Still didn't score, yep.
Got closer and missed the field goal.
Yep.
So, Houston's blowing me. But Denver versus Baltimore. Now, obviously, there were some conversations about, Lamar missed, I believe Wednesday and Thursday's practice, or Tuesday and Wednesday's practice. He missed 2 days of practice.
Yeah.
And they said leg and back.
Leg back, and I heard a little bit of groin, but
Now, it sounds like, he was at practice today, and they were like, you playing Sunday? And he was like, yeah, 100%.
Cool.
And I was like, just the smirk on his face, I was like, bro's fine.
He probably need a little rest.
Like,
Don't matter.
okay, I look at it like this. If you need to take a couple days off, I mean,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
I'm sure you can just say, like, he maybe didn't participate, but, I mean, maybe the NFL just wants to be honest and make sure they cover cover everything, cover all grounds and say, look, Lamar ain't practicing today. He's a little banged up.
Make sure he's not hurt.
We're not hiding anything.
Put him on
Cincinnati.
the bike. Recovery day.
see, but that's okay. I mean,
Yeah. I think he'll be all right. And Denver, 5-3, is fucking hilarious.
Yep.
So
Pretenders. Big
I do
time.
think it's going to be a slow game starting off, but once y'all put the pressure on Bo Nix and things
Nah,
gets a little messy,
I think the Ravens are going to learn from last week, in that they need to
and then
score.
what's the update on
and
Marlon
score
and Nate?
early.
Are they playing? That's another thing.
I believe Marlon and Nate are playing, but while I look that up, can we talk about the Deontay Johnson trade? Because y'all know I fuck with Deontay.
You've been talking about Deontay, and even when he was a Steeler, that was the dude. No, I think he's going to be a very, very solid piece. In my opinion, I'm not trying to talk shit, but like an upgraded Aguilar type of guy. A guy who can go out in the middle of the field and make catches. He's a dude who will make catches. Something that Bate didn't do last week. So yeah, great route runner. Can run little slants, can get open, fast, and honestly, again, open up the offense for Zay and Mark and Likely and big old Derek and Lamar. That whole team is scary. But yeah, throwing Deontay in there is not going to take away from this team at all.
Definitely a positive. So
You know what else is a positive?
what?
Your do-rag.
So Marlon Humphrey's still questionable.
Positively doing nothing for your head.
Marlon Humphrey
That's
is still
crazy.
Marlon Humphrey is still questionable. I don't know. I haven't gotten any updates about Nate Wiggins. It seems like he's practiced
He's probably
all
fine,
week and he's fine.
Right.
So it'd be nice to get at least one of them back. That would be nice. But Deontay Johnson to the Ravens, it just brings like you said, an upgraded Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best part about Nelson is he's probably our most the receiver that we play the most to make the least amount of mistakes.
Yes.
Rashad,
Which is crazy to say about Nelson.
Rashad and Zay still, I mean, they have their younger mistakes, and it's just to have a vet like Nelson out there to be able to, just be what's the word I'm looking for?
A constant.
Be constant, but I honestly am really pissed that I can't I can't think of the word.
Consistent.
But he's just he doesn't make many mistakes.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna come out and get 12 catches for 130. But
No.
he's gonna be reliable.
He'll be there. And Deontay's got a reason to play better. He's got 3 touchdowns this year, a couple yards. But coming from arguably the worst team in football to arguably the best offense in football, is going to change his perspective a little bit. He's got a chance to win now, which he's never had. So.
Yep. And y'all got him off a scam.
Oh, big time. Y'all got a pick and gave back a fifth? Gave him a fifth and got a sixth.
Bro, Carolina is probably going to get fleeced by everybody in the next couple of days.
Of course.
Let's be real. They're getting fleeced in the next couple of days. But
And I'm pretty sure they signed Deontay to a deal, so I'm pretty sure he's there for like.
Well, and they also tried to come out and say that Zay and Rashad are still wide receiver 1 and 2. And it's like, okay, sure. Maybe for this week.
Yeah. But no,
because of the amount of reps taken in practice, you have to keep Rashad out there. But no, Deontay's taking Rashad's spot in the next 2 weeks.
Easy money.
If as long as he's used, if he's utilized and it's like shown like real quick, like oh okay, so we got a receiver that will like catch a ball thrown to him, sick. Then Rashad's gonna see a lot less playing time.
And honestly, Deontay might be a deep threat as well. Like if you got Aguilar and all these tight ends running little crosses and shit and little bumps.
I'd rather have an offense with Zay and Zay and Deontay, and then have 2 tight ends out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean if we're running a set like that, and then have like maybe Justice Hill coming out the backfield.
Yep.
I mean, come on, bro. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. So
y'all can do a lot.
Adding Deontay Johnson to the offense it's just an even better option at the one spot that we had options.
Mm-hmm.
Now people even got to play the pass more.
Even more.
Exactly.
Even more now. And it's not because a lot of it is like, be careful, be aware of Lamar's arm. But the more and more talent we add to the other side of that completion,
it's like now the arm is locked in. Beware the legs. Beware Derek.
Beware.
Like those things are going to start to fade into the background, which they shouldn't.
Just clock out, bro. It's over.
For real.
It's cooked.
But again, it's going to come down to execution. Y'all need to execute. You do have the best offense, but it's doing the shit. Getting it done. And doing it early. Y'all need to front load.
Yeah, I'm going to go Baltimore.
Yeah, just don't fall into the trap of their defense and turn out another Browns.
Nah.
Well, hopefully
that ain't happening.
And if our DBs like catch balls thrown to them,
that's another thing.
Then we will win by a
a
lot more.
Capitalize
I watched that and I was it's so sad.
Because that's the one thing, and that's how I know like some of these dudes that be doing podcasts like all right, like Mike Robb and Marshawn. Like Marshawn, I don't expect like to watch everything. He'll even admit he'll be like, he's like you, I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
But Mike Robb,
I saw some clips.
Mike Robb be on TV and be acting like he watches every single thing. But he starts talking about Jameis and he's like, man, Jameis
Y'all
Winston,
see Jameis
300 yards, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay,
That's
bro
a stat
would have
line,
had
so.
maybe 150 if those 3 interceptions he threw were actually caught.
Yeah.
So, sure, I guess he had a good game, but
yeah, Kyle's was so bad. Kyle's got to lock the fuck in. And
Jameis,
Zay was right. Kyle's just trying to crash out, blow somebody up.
Bro, it's not.
Snag that ball, bro.
Man, they spoke into existence. Cleveland versus the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. I still think. I mean, that was a miracle. I think the Browns are gonna play better than what they were before, but Chargers.
They have
are one
hope
of those
now.
Teams where I think they're gonna get outcoached. I think they got a better defense and a more consistent offense.
I think their run game this game will be enough. I mean, they.
Well, Gus is on the IR now.
They still got J.K. He's still.
Yeah. Come on now.
I know.
J.K.'s resurrection has been the glory of the Chargers.
I think we knew
season.
it would happen.
We did, but I mean, okay, it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out for both. He went over there, got the ball, and Derrick Henry is literally leading the league. He's the best running back in the league.
Still,
so
at 30.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
and
great trade-off.
I mean, I don't know if y'all remember.
Keaton Mitchell's coming back, bro.
Keaton Mitchell, they opened the window.
Keaton Mitchell is going to be coming back.
They opened the window. He will be coming back soon, which is even another option.
That's so scary.
But y'all know the Jameis rule.
Of course.
He wins one game, he
Good
is
game.
losing that next game.
Good game, bad game, bro.
Good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. Good game, bad game. It did not fail. His final year was it New Orleans? Was it a New Orleans year or the Tampa year?
It definitely happened in Tampa. And
Was
I
it
know
the 30 for 30 year?
It was that year and maybe a few seasons after.
He had 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions,
and 5,000 yards.
and it was like, every other game.
Yeah, it's like he'll throw 5 tutties, but next week he's throwing 5 picks.
Mm-hmm. So Jameis won last week, and it just happened to work out this way.
And no, the Chargers have too good of a team, too good of a quarterback to be a continual mid-tier team. Yeah, their receivers need to lock the fuck in, but yeah, I think they should cruise through this one.
Vegas.
The Browns aren't that scary.
Vegas versus Cincy.
Oh, this is a Cincy murder game. Cincy's coming out with a vengeance, losing a shitter to Philly.
They did not look good against Philly.
They looked
either.
horrible against Philly.
Yeah.
That offense is not, what's the word, diverse enough to scare a lot of teams.
They've absolutely.
It's still a Jamar show. It's only a Jamar show.
Still trying to figure it out.
The running back play isn't there.
Yeah, they have no run game.
The
whatsoever.
other receivers aren't
I
there.
mean, they got one dude. They got Chase Brown, but that's about it.
And it's like
He's just like one of those guys. Like, I mean, you just let him tote.
But we have all these quarterbacks in the league who are looked at as top 5, top 10, and it's all these pocket passing quarterbacks. I know Joe can move a little bit, but once you start to take away options from him, you lose what's his nuts, their other receiver, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins might get traded. You start to see the less of an impact compared to a Mahomes or a Lamar or someone who can, or Allen, someone who can take over the game by themselves and not rely on having to throw a deep ball to Jamar or something like that.
See, so we talked about the Jets' chances of making the playoffs, but and like the teams they'd be looking at, but we didn't really consider Cincinnati at the end of the year being a team that they have to possibly beat.
Yeah, no. Cincy will be in form soon.
So they got, after this Raiders game, they go back to Baltimore for Thursday night. Then they play the Chargers. They got the Steelers twice. They have the Browns again, Cowboys, Titans, Broncos. So,
yeah.
Do they beat? Okay, here's the thing: do they beat the Steelers twice? Do they split with the Steelers? Do they lose to the Steelers twice?
I'd say at worst.
I think they're going to lose one.
I'd say at best they split with the Steelers.
Yeah.
At best. So at best, we're already.
If we're looking at this team right now, again, they could have a Jets type of turnaround.
A 6th loss. They play Baltimore, and that's a whole other question.
Are they 2-6 or 3-6?
They're 3-5.
3-5. Okay.
But then we're looking at a 6th loss. Baltimore could not be a 7th loss.
Yeah.
Honestly, what's really going to tell me is how they play against the Chargers.
Yeah.
If
not high level team.
If they can't get past them, obviously how they look against Baltimore will be a tell. But if they lose to Baltimore and then continue and then go on to lose against the Chargers, then it's like, all right, we might have to pack it up for the Bengals this season.
What might be a bigger problem than their offense is their defense. I mean, if you look at the score sheet, they've let up 30 points, 4 or 5 games.
I mean, their defense kept Baltimore in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Burrow threw 5 tutties.
Yeah. Baltimore pulled that out. They lost the Commanders. They let up 38.
To be honest, it really isn't fault on Joe Burrow. I mean, you got to remember they still don't have the best O-line. And without a running back and Joe Burrow having to throw for
No, but it shows how many excuses a lot of these guys can get. And then when you look at a guy like Lamar, you look at a guy like Josh Allen, they're expected to take over regardless of who they're throwing the ball to or who's the O-lineman. And then you look at Justin Herbert, you look at Trevor Lawrence, and we blame the entire team around him and not the quarterback. We look at Dak. We blame the defense. We blame the lack of offense, the running back game.
But the difference is Joe Burrow has the talent.
He does.
If we get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert with a healthy Keenan Allen,
sure.
If we got to see him with an actual healthy
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I don't know. Trevor Lawrence has a talent. It's more of execution. I mean, they got on paper they got players over there. I mean, they got Kirk. They got Brian Thomas, who's been balling this year, that rookie. They also have who else? Gabe Davis. They just picked up.
Gabe's never been that dude, bro.
I mean,
when you look at that team,
those are 2 solid number 2s and a first round pick rookie. ETN, who's having a terrible year this year.
Yeah, but at this point in Trevor Lawrence's career, that's all Jacksonville has to offer him.
Yeah.
2 really good wide receiver 2s and a promising rookie.
Yeah.
And
a mid-level running back.
I mean, what if Trevor Lawrence? Look at Bryce Young. Imagine what if he had Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, and Leggett?
Yeah.
What would that look like? I mean, I feel like Trevor Lawrence, the Jags have failed him. And if anything, the Chargers have completely overhauled, and they're they're a power run team. So I mean, I don't even know what their deal is.
But everyone talked
they don't
about
have the opportunity to get weapons. I mean, I feel like they made the right choice, build up the O line so that when it's time for them to get weapons, I mean, who knows? They might go out and trade for a receiver. I mean,
again, I look at the Chargers as when they picked up Jim, when they got Harbaugh, they weren't a win now team. They're still not a win now team. They are 4-4, so they're sitting in a good spot. But when we look at this team, we're looking 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah.
They can really build around this team. People are gonna want to come play for Jim. So them winning or losing this season isn't too
also
terrible.
have a QB that's just a couple weapons away from. I mean, we know what Herbert can do. We've seen Herbert,
Of course.
with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams just slinging the ball.
But again, you look at Mahomes and you go, this guy's turning people into weapons. Lamar turns people into weapons. They're not going out. And obviously, Lamar will benefit from having real weapons, but he doesn't get that same benefit.
So we're going. I know. We went off track, but we're
did.
going Cincy.
Cincy over the Raiders.
Versus the Raiders.
Yes, the Raiders are full poverty at this point.
Yeah.
Minshew or O'Connell, Big Bro needs to be fired. I mean, do it now. Just fucking cut ties, bro.
He's gone. Miami versus Buffalo. Buffalo gets another easy dub.
I'm going with Buffalo.
I don't know. I am taking Buffalo, but I wouldn't call it the easiest of dubs. Buffalo.
Miami sucks.
I understand.
I mean, they suck.
I understand, but they almost beat the Cardinals last week. It wasn't. I'm not.
That's the level where they
no.
almost beat the Cardinals.
Well, shit, the Bills barely beat the Cardinals week 1, but
Early on in the year.
But all right.
My point is the Bills aren't that fucking good. They're beating mediocre teams.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that this is like we don't know how Miami will look.
Do you remember what happened the last time they played Miami?
Yeah, it was a two-less team, no?
No,
well, Tua
that's
went out
what
that game.
knocked Tua out of the game
Agreed.
again. Like
Agreed.
I mean, and then what happened after that was
It was
pitiful.
Schmack-a-lackin'.
So I mean, and that was after that, and then after
I'm
that game,
saying that
that's when Bills Mafia were on our ass.
I know,
Like,
no,
we
no,
got
no.
an MVP. It's like y'all played Arizona and Miami.
And then Jacksonville, and they whooped them too.
Started that game off with like 2 picks, pick 6.
Agreed.
And then exited the game.
All I'm saying is that Buffalo still is not as strong as they're supposed to be.
I mean, Josh
And
Allen,
Miami
Josh
can-
Allen, as good as he is, and as good as he's playing.
But Miami can get on a heater. Miami can go. They can throw that bitch up to fucking to Tyreek. You have a depleted secondary in the Bills.
Is it?
I mean,
Their
that's-
safeties.
is it?
Their safeties are.
Is it depleted?
Is Rap still
Damar
hurt?
Hamlin has 2 picks this
Is-
year, and Rap is playing.
We can't be talking about DeMar Hamlin's 2 picks like that. Means
He's got
some
the
shit,
same amount of
bro.
picks, career picks as Sauce.
Agreed, but we're not looking at Sauce like he's changing the game right now.
We're not saying he's depleted.
We did say that
Like,
that
at this point, I'm not saying
that secondary was a little
secondary
depleted.
is good, but it's not as bad as even me. I thought their secondary was going to be
But
garbage.
I'm just
but-
saying. I think the Bills will win, but don't be surprised if Miami catches a heater.
I would be surprised.
And I do
Okay.
think their front 8 is pretty decent enough. Like they got people to get after Tua, and we know Tua does not a fan of pressure. Tua and pressure don't mix.
Sure.
It ain't gonna make no diamonds.
No,
It's not.
it might make us Samoan's brain get scrambled, but
New England versus Tennessee.
you think Tua will get one of those Elon Musk chips?
Ooh, that's an interesting one because who's starting for the Saints as quarterback?
You think those will be banned from professional sports?
Hold on, okay. No, players having Neuralinks is a whole other. Is a whole other
Dude,
conversation.
imagine a bro with a Neuralink. And
But that might be like they might come out at the end of the season like Tua went
Tua
under.
needs a
No,
Neuralink.
Tua has it already. Like,
Oh, no,
what
he
if
doesn't
that's
have it already.
he might.
He could.
He could.
Josh Allen might need one. At
Nobody
the
said
end
it was
of
gonna
the
make him better at football.
That's true.
It's gonna keep his brain active. But Tennessee versus New England. Am I like?
Oh, you said Tennessee versus New England?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So am I dumb for thinking like New England can win this?
No.
No.
Drake had a concussion last week, so he's still questionable.
Still, I mean,
that's the thing.
Well, the
Patriots defense is the only thing that stands out to me.
the
in this
Titans
game.
just sent.
Mason Rudolph is that
And
who's
then, Mason
Is Mason
Rudolph.
playing?
is that who's carrying them to a dub?
Is
Or-
Will out? I mean,
No,
Will or
Will's
Mason
benched.
doesn't change shit. There.
who's benched?
Oh, you're right. Fuck. Mayonnaise boy on the bench. But no, they just booted Hopkins. I don't think they have anything to play for the season. I honestly don't even know if they have a run. I have no idea who their running back is.
Tony Pollard.
Who's questionable.
Yeah.
So
other than that, he's actually been having a pretty decent year.
He hasn't had a terrible year. Yeah, no, he's. I'm going New England now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go.
Like New England has been talked about as a team that like, what the hell are you doing down there, boy? New England's been talked about as a team. Am I pregnant? They've been talked about as a team that like should win some games. So if they lose this game, then yeah, we can write them off as anything. But I think they're still 2-6 at this point.
All right, I don't even know who's going to play in this next game. New Orleans versus Carolina.
Ooh.
So maybe I figure out who's actually going to play.
Yeah, I want to see who's quarterbacks for both these teams.
Yeah, so
because Carr.
I did see Bryce Young did start against the Broncos.
Well, yeah, that's because Andy got in a car accident. Was a little rattled.
Derek Carr is set to make return.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Rattler's been playing like dog shit.
Well, then that's true. And then based on the fact that Alvin Kamara is also just that big of a playmaker, and he can also carry a game.
He can be.
Says Derek Carr is set to return. Says he's no savior. We felt like Rattler gave us the best chance at the time, and so I think we'll see where we're at come this weekend. What the expectation is. My expectation is that Derek's going to be ready to go. Alan said on Wednesday. In that case, Jake will be the backup. I don't want to get in the specifics of the reasons why.
Jake Fromm?
Yeah, I guess.
No, Jake Hayner.
I get the past games. Carr has not played. I want to see him. It sucks having to sit there and watch when it wasn't the most painful thing I've ever dealt with. It really wasn't. It was just a lack of me able to do my job. And that was the most frustrating part. Where does he say he's not a savior? Something like if I rip the ball 60 yards and I pull.
No, I think Dennis Allen said he's not a savior.
No, I'm no savior. I'm no savior, Derek Carr says.
Maybe he's being humble.
I'm no savior. There's only been one of those, and that is not me, Carr said.
Oh, he's talking about Jesus, bro.
Shit.
He's talking
about my God.
Yo, fuck ESPN, bro.
Get out of my face.
Fuck ESPN, dog. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
CT ESPN, dog. Okay. That's terrible. Talking about Jesus. Fuck out of here.
All right. So.
Oh, God.
I guess I'll go New Orleans, but that shit made me almost want to pick Carolina.
That's some humble fucking Christian shit, dog.
So we going New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
You giving Jesus his credit?
No, I'm talking about
my God.
You started singing it. Wait, can you sing that other song?
Shane, I know you know. Come on. I know you know some Christian.
Should I hit him with it?
I haven't been to church in so long.
That's because Jesus Christ.
No, we're not.
Cut that.
We're not busting that one out for.
My bad.
We're not busting that one out. But if we ever do a karaoke party.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Maybe. No.
Wait, no.
No, it's Devan. He needs to perform that song.
Type shit.
No, me. It's a duet.
Oh, y'all two together.
I point to Shane.
Like Cher and fuck. Who's
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher. Who's Sonny?
Sonny Bono.
Who is Sonny?
Are you Cher? No. Who's Sonny? Who's Cher?
Oh, he's Cher.
Are you Cher?
He's Cher. Yeah, he gonna be dressed in the nines. He gonna be looking like fucking Carnival.
All right, but New Orleans, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you not going? Or are you going? Carolina?
No, I'm going New Orleans.
I mean, you were questioning faith.
Of course I am. I'm always doing that.
You were questioning faith, man. Washington versus the New York Giants.
Yeah, no, the Giants have no hope. We're gonna slaughter this team. They have had our number in recent history because of Saquon. He's ran all over us, but they don't have Saquon now. They've got a guy who I don't remember. Not scary at all. I think we can contain Malik. That's the only threat. Daniel Jones' legs are not crazy. Frankie Louvu's going to be in that backfield like a motherfucker. And Terry's going to have a crazy game. We might put up 40.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. That's some real shit, dog.
All right, so hear me out.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I am.
See, he's trying to pull the same shit, dog.
I'm not.
It's like, bro,
I think
that mine wasn't even hate towards you. It was hate towards Kirk.
There is no hate. I think, Big Dex, Brian Burns, that front eight, they're going to get after Jaden Daniels. I think it might not be an easy game for y'all. I think Giants defense is low-key slept on. I don't think y'all can hold Malik Neighbors. I think all your DBs are actually very bad. Y'all actually give up the most passing yards at all 32 NFL teams.
Sure, but if that's the only option, triple team, bro.
I think it might be a high-scoring game, but you know,
Pick them, please pick them.
I think I'm gonna go with the Giants on this.
That's
one.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have Daniel Jones' faith.
It's
You know what's
not-
crazy is
it's not about Daniel Jones' faith. It's just about
You
it's
picked
about
Dallas.
it's about
It's
big.
because you picked Dallas.
That's it, bro. It's stupid.
no. I'm just going with
You're going with Big Dex.
yeah.
Dex is going to take over the entire game.
Dexter Lawrence is
Dex couldn't get to Russ. He got to him once, and they still lost. You're telling me the Russ-led Steelers offense is better than the Jaden Daniels Commanders
Steelers
offense?
are good, and they have a good defense as well. I mean, what can I say?
Y'all get to play Pittsburgh, right? Yeah,
I
y'all
think
play
we
the whole
the
AFC North.
yeah,
Nice, nice. I want to see. That's what I want to see.
That'll be great.
If Jaden can maneuver around TJ,
I think he can. He's got crazy legs, bro.
well, I think it's less of the legs and more just his composure.
Yeah.
It's just
He's also on that VR shit, which I didn't know about.
Bro's probably been VR and TJ Watt all season.
Oh,
bro.
of course.
Bro's been VR. Bro's every week just add TJ to the
Also,
to the DN. Just
Dex is 350 pounds.
he's huge though. He's like how
He's-
tall is he?
He looks like a round bro.
He's only 6'3".
I don't even.
Maybe.
I don't know how tall. He's not super duper tall.
I thought-
He's a round boy. But all Jaden has to do is sneak out of that pocket, make a throw. It's going to be a very solid game for us. And honestly, a bounce back from last week. I know we won last week. But it was a terrible game. We should have blown the.
Struggled against the Bears.
We didn't struggle. We struggled in the red zone. We should have blown the doors off that fucking team. So yeah, I'm not scared at all.
I wouldn't say blow the doors. Their defense is also pretty nifty, but hey, you almost lost to Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, yeah. See,
Who'd
that's
y'all
the
lose
thing.
What do you mean who we lose to?
Last week.
We didn't lose last week.
That's the thing.
Week before.
Washington shouldn't have been in that situation. Luckily, scoreboard says otherwise. You know. So.
I what's that dude's name? Stevenson.
What on the
Tyreek
Bears?
Stevenson. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he gave that to us. Bro
I did see. Okay.
Bro came out of nowhere.
I did start seeing the. Did you see the other shit though when he was actually on the sideline?
Yeah, doing
was-
this and then like
No. On the sideline, on the bench, turned around and was talking to fans. Like the fans were like, "Y'all know we got like Washington fans were like, we're getting it." He's like, "Y'all ain't getting. Y'all know you ain't getting it. You want to put money on it? You wanna put money on it?" This is before he went out.
Yeah.
And then he
And then
went
kept
out,
talking shit.
started doing that bullshit, and like you said, had he just stayed over there,
it would have hit. It would have hit the other dude behind him, and he would have
wasn't
batted
getting
it
tipped
down.
up.
No, it wasn't getting tipped up.
But Chicago versus Arizona. Since we're talking about Chicago,
I'm gonna be honest. I think Kyler's coming into form. I think the connection with him and Harrison is gonna explode, and Connor is still. Well, no one talks about Connor, but he's old and he's a solid motherfucker. Yeah, he's old. He was on
It's like 20.
the Steelers in
28.
16. He's got to be 29, 30.
okay.
He just hasn't been bounced around as much as you would think.
Well, Steelers
He's like one of
Cardinals,
those
right?
sneaky, consistent running backs. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I think this team's only going to get better. The Bears, yeah, they're not horrendous, but
Yeah, they have a
And
good team on paper.
Arizona's
They're only
defense
as
isn't
good
scary,
as
but-
Caleb Williams will let them be. So
yeah, no, Caleb's obviously he's a rookie, and he should be looked at as a rookie and not as savior, because there's only one savior.
There's only one savior.
I'm just gonna. Should I be a Jesus guy
that
now?
was a good one. That was a good one.
I'll be a Jesus guy now.
Oh my God, Derek
but
Carr
no.
is so funny.
He's hilarious. But no, Caleb should pick a different word, bro. Just say I'm gonna be better than what we had. Gotta use the word savior.
I'm your savior.
But you know, I want to see Arizona kind of break it open a little bit. The
Yeah.
Bears are gonna struggle for a touch, as expected.
So we're all going Arizona here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Again.
Arizona.
Both these teams are wishy-washy, so I could see the Bears taking it. But
Okay. Jacksonville versus Philly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jacksonville needs it, but they're not gonna get it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's a toss-up for Philly.
And when you got Hurts, who before last week had been playing subpar, letting Saquon kind of take over. Now that he's got that great game under his belt, 3 tutties and 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown.
They said Edgar Allan Hurts is upon us. You know how he be busting out the poetry. He busted out some like thoughtful ass like I'm gonna learn.
Does he bust out poetry? Actually,
Oh no, he's very.
He busted one out after the win. He was like, I have learned from my mistakes from that season, and or it was like a wise man, some fucking stupid about a fool and a wise man and how he's gonna learn from his mistakes.
He's
and
very.
So Edgar Allan Hurts is back in business.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going Philly. Yeah, Philly easily. Detroit versus Green Bay.
That's why Love is trying to really rush his recovery back. I don't think Love should be, just for the sake of himself. Detroit, I don't know, really looked kind of unstoppable.
So Jordan Love, as of today, Friday, is questionable.
Yes. He says he's good for Sunday. That's the plan. Again, I don't know if I would take a hurt Love who would be struggling to move around, or a full strength Malik Willis who's done enough for this team. Obviously not that good, but no, this Lions team offensively is incredibly scary.
Yeah.
2 dogs of a running back. They can fucking score with linemen and tight ends and everything.
I'm definitely going Lions, but
I think it'll be hard fought.
Say if Jordan Love does play, I definitely think it's going to be a high scoring game because I definitely think the Packers find a way to put up a lot of points in a lot of different ways. I think Jordan Love, he takes a lot of chances and he ends up succeeding with a lot of them. So
as long as if he doesn't make mistakes, they'll be in this game. Yeah. But the second he makes mistakes, the Lions, they haven't missed. They're not going to fall to the level of that team. But again, you still have to look out for that defense. That Packers D.
Yeah, give me Detroit either way. Jordan Love, Malik Willis. Yeah. I mean, it's now if Malik Willis goes in there and has a good game, win or loss. Like I said, like I've been saying all year, we're gonna have to keep having these conversations about Jordan Love and that premature ass contract that he was given. But that's a discussion for another day.
And that's what you get for sitting behind the bro for 3 years. Is like that contract's coming, and you've got one pretty good year in the league, and that's it.
Rams versus Seahawks.
That's a Rams meltdown. Beatdown. Sorry, not a meltdown. I heard Nakua is dealing with a non-serious knee injury, but even just having Cup out there is dog-type shit.
I think the Seahawks suck.
You do?
I think they're awful.
DK's out again, which sucks for my fantasy team.
I mean, they're bad. Like they are not good.
The Geno Skuz is gone. That's what happens when you hire a DC, bro. That's what happens. Like, the most important part of an NFL team, sorry for all the defense guys, but is an offensive scheme.
Yeah.
Just have a DC be a DC.
Have a DC be a DC and just pay him like a. All right. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he had such a great year though that it was like he had to. Of course, the opportunity.
But here's the thing: it's the Ravens' defense.
Yeah.
It's going to look a little inflated.
Don't look a
I know
little
we all
different
are
this
dealing
year.
with some injuries.
Now we do have a
missing
rookie defensive coordinator.
Yes.
Like, first time ever being a DC.
Yes.
So,
And I'm going to be honest. The loss of PQ is a bit of a small little hit. It's not the same type of linebacker play that we've seen recently. But
is it though? Because Patrick Queen is not doing anything for the Steelers.
And I'm not saying he's doing anything for them, but he
like our run stopping, our front 8 is like my last concern.
Agreed.
Like for the Ravens,
Agreed.
Like Patrick Queen being gone.
But
it's like,
PQ was better in coverage than Roquan is.
Yes, Roquan is a smooth brain. If the quarterback drops back, he turns into a. I mean, he's just. Yeah. But take him off the field if you know the quarterback's going to pass the ball.
If there's no running back out there.
Indianapolis versus Minnesota.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco in. Anthony Richardson benched for this game and the remainder of the season.
You being serious?
I'm dead ass. Yeah. Head coach came out and said he's benched for the rest of the season.
Is it still Frank Reich?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he said that it had nothing to do with his statement. Like Anthony Richardson saying he was tired after the game.
Well, it's less of the statement. It's more so of him like taking himself out of the game. But it also could be that he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
You know.
See now,
I mean, I wouldn't say he has the mechanicals to be a good quarterback. Like he has the athleticism, the arm power, but he just needs more development. He's not one of those people you could just throw out
But
there
here's the thing:
and expect magic.
how much magic do we really expect out of him if the IQ's not there? How much can you teach
I mean,
IQ?
but you could teach IQ.
you can teach IQ. See, my problem with Anthony Richardson is, you're right. Anthony Richardson needs more reps. He needs to just have more game scenario, or just be in more scenarios, just be in more situations, period. The problem is he's not ever healthy enough
No.
to be in a consistent, like when have we ever seen Anthony Richardson be able to get in a groove? Be able to get hot. Like it's always,
Look at that bomb.
A flashy play here and there,
Yep.
but then next play he's limping.
Yep.
Next play he's this, next play he's that.
Or
So
he's just throwing terrible balls out there.
like the conversation right now is how many young quarterbacks are on the bench. And it's like, yeah, you could take a lot of these quarterbacks and maybe sit them for a couple years and let them develop. But Anthony Richardson is the last person that I want to see sit and get rusty.
Sure.
For a couple of years.
Sure.
So if he's going somewhere else next season, he needs to go somewhere else next season, fully commit to rehabbing his body and making sure he is 100% when entering the next season as a starting quarterback for whatever shitty team decides to pick him up, whether that's Vegas or Carolina or whoever. He needs to play to be able to continue to develop, or it's just going to be this continuous cycle of, oh, Anthony Richardson, there's all this potential, but then he gets hurt. Now he's coming back, and then he gets hurt. And Anthony Richardson's back in here, and he won a game, and then he gets hurt. I mean, you're never gonna be able to see Anthony Richardson get in the groove if he's never healthy.
Biggest problem is that there is still that huge development aspect. It's like even if he's not hurt, you're not expecting him to come out and take over and be a huge weapon. Like when we look at a guy like Bo Nix, who started 4 years in college, tons of reps.
Oh no! Him only having one full season as a starter in college definitely
less than
hindered
20
him.
full games.
Definitely should have stayed another year.
And then having 2 or 3 games last year, going out for the season, was concussed his first 2 games, then the shoulder injury, and now it's just like I don't know, like. He needs a full season to play, but again, you're not going to get that full season to play. But when he does play that full season, you shouldn't expect good football because he has not developed as a true quarterback yet. He's an athletic freak.
But we had, like I said, we've seen a year and a half of him being in the league and has barely
He's
been
played fucking 6 or 7 games.
That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't played enough to even be able to develop. And on top of that, I think part of the IQ thing and getting smarter is knowing, like, yeah, you're 6'5", 250, and you can run over anybody on this field. You don't have to do it every play.
No.
You don't have to take somebody's head off every time you go. You like bro can slide more. Bro can take less hits. Bro can learn how to get the ball out of his hands more than he does. And that could be a play calling issue as well as Anthony Richardson just not knowing when to take care of himself or get down. But I think it's a lot. I think a lot goes into this Anthony Richardson experiment and how he's going to be like. That's another thing. It's the coaches. How do we use him? I don't know. We've barely been able to use him.
Yeah.
So are we going to be able? Or should we keep running this design? Like, all right, think about it. How many design QB runs do they have? They might have 25 design QB runs and are scared to run one of them because they don't know what's going to happen to Anthony Richardson on that play. And if
He's
they're going to be
head
able to,
first in the bodies.
it's like, okay, are we going to be able to have you drop back and throw the next play, or are you going to be tapped? I'm tired.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, if you compare him to, say, Cam Newton had the same similar athleticism, similar body type, but the success, the college success, the potential, the throwing ability, not just the arm strength, but the throwing ability to throw a good ball. When you look at a guy like Joe Milton, he's got the deep ball ability, but again, it's that accuracy, the things that make you an NFL quarterback.
I don't want to seem like a hater, and y'all can tell me I'm crazy. But Cam's career without 2015 is like really mid.
Sure. Yes.
Is it not?
But
Is
I don't
Cam
think-
Newton,
I don't
see, you
think-
take his one, and I know it's like, yeah, you take a lot of people's MVP year away, but not many players are really, really super mid, have one crazy MVP year, and then go back to being, I don't know, maybe kicked off the team the next 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He was over 2011.
sure.
I don't know who. he was
And you
competing
know who else
against. I don't
had?
know
You
how
know
good
who
that
else?
season was, but
You know who else? Best season was their rookie season. Dak Prescott. So,
Robert Griffin III.
well, sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Yeah.
like this whole Cam Newton comparison. It's like, no, he dealt with injuries. He had problems being with his accuracy. He had, I mean,
His shoulder problems.
he had his issues.
But my thing is I don't think AR will ever reach that level that Cam hit.
Well, Cam was also getting injured every 3 games, so
Yeah, Cam wasn't getting injured every 3 games. Cam went through a lot of development in college.
Exactly.
He went Florida, JUCO, Auburn, won
Yeah.
a national championship,
Yeah.
won a Heisman.
Agreed.
AR played
None of
one
that.
full season,
Yeah.
won one season as a starter with the University of Florida and
Yep.
left.
Yep.
He didn't have to do that.
No.
He could have stayed for one more season and developed.
But yeah, to draft him 4 made no sense to me.
And just the fact that the Gators have wins under their belt this year. If we were to have Anthony Richardson, the fact that he's a pro level quarterback and he would have been at the University of Florida still,
Yeah.
who knows? Or last season,
Yeah.
who knows what he could have done
But yeah,
this year? But
him being out the season does suck. I mean, honestly, if Joe doesn't make this team a playoff contending team, I would like to see AR come back in. I don't like the decision to pull him out for the full season now, because once Joe's not winning, I mean, there's no reason not to put AR back out there, unless you're holding him for next season. But you got to develop the kid somehow.
I mean, it's definitely a confidence killer. But I don't think I think the Colts could sit back and let Anthony Richardson's own self-confidence destroy himself. Like I said last week, like how I feel like I genuinely feel bad for him because I can just see it. Like he's just like it's just like I don't know, you can feel the like disappointment like radiating off of him. It's just like all that potential built up just for a dud every Sunday.
But again, it was, and then even if we talk about his full season in college, they went 6-6.
Yeah.
So it's like the there's also the winning mindset. There's the fact that he hasn't been in a lot of high leverage situations. I don't know. I don't agree with the decision to sit him for the whole season. Obviously, this game, he fucked up last game, and honestly, it was him talking to the media, which fucked everything up. All he had to do was keep it shut, but made it a team decision. But yeah, I think Joe can. Who are they playing?
Minnesota.
No, yeah, never mind.
So yeah, regardless of Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco, Joe Montana, Joe anybody,
Elite Joe.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Minnesota needs their get back after they got fucked over last week. But also, who knows if they would have went down and scored.
they're also just a way better team than what we anticipated.
And the final game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got Tampa Bay going to Kansas City.
This, again, I think Tampa is better than Kansas City. I think Tampa can put it on them, but Lord knows.
You talking if they're healthy?
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't think you realize that there's this word called luck when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, and them boys got lucky. They get to go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7-0 without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. They are not flinching at all at this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I'm sorry. For all the Kansas City Chiefs fans out there, I don't hate y'all. There ain't no envy. But just be real with yourselves. Y'all getting lucky. Y'all getting lucky this week.
It's hate.
They're getting it's hate.
It's hate. Maybe not to the fans, but definitely if I was a fan of a team that was getting their balls sucked every season.
About to be 8-0 teams out there.
I'm about to say
Steelers?
All right, hold on. Start from the beginning. Y'all were just both talking in the headphones. It was crazy. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was gonna say they're the luckiest 8-0 team for a minute. Like,
No, the Steelers were.
oh, I mean, they're on that Steelers level. I mean, shit.
Not yet.
I don't know though.
No, it's still
Look
Kansas
at
City.
every game they could have lost and what turned out for them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You
No,
go
no,
back-
for sure.
But
like all the PI calls, all the just.
Isaiah Likely's shoe size.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it's just.
I think even last week, how did the Raiders sell? Fucking a quarterback fumble.
They barely beat the Raiders. That's the sell is they barely beat them. Like they all right, y'all beat Vegas by what was 27-20?
Something like that.
My thing is, if we're really gonna believe in this Kansas City team, I need to see them light the fuck out of this depleted Bucs team. Like, they need to prove why they're 8-0. Because they haven't yet. They haven't had an incredible game. Pat has not had... He's been consistent. Hasn't fucked up too much. But they need to have a game where it's like, this is us. But also, I don't know.
Well, I think Pacheco might be back.
No.
No?
Didn't he break his leg?
Look it up.
We can fact check if Pacheco's back. That's interesting. But, see, the Chiefs, though...
I heard he was practicing.
I mean, and more, it seemed like it's been flipping, every single season. Like from their first Super Bowl, not the first Super Bowl, but 2 years ago, and then last season out of this year, it's they really just seems like they're relying more and more on their defense.
Yep.
Because I mean, their offense is just
Their offense puts up 24 to 30 points, or 20 to 30 points.
I mean, it's to the point where it's like, Kansas City is their defense is good enough to where it's like, give us 20.
Yep.
Give us 20.
But no,
give us
it used to be that
24.
they're going to go out there and go shot for shot with the Ravens and the Bengals and all these teams. But now it's like, if our defense holds, we can score 25 and win the game.
How's Pacheco looking?
He might not play this week, but he is coming back soon.
Oh, okay.
Again, to me, it's hard to like.
Because he was supposed to be out for about 6 to 8 weeks, and
Oh, fuck.
it's almost about that time. So,
But no, to me, it's hard to grade this team because this will be an undefeated team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, which sucks.
I don't know about undefeated. They do got some. They got a couple of matchups. They got to play the Bills.
It doesn't matter. Bro, it
yeah,
don't matter.
it's gonna go their way.
Don't matter, bro.
So?
It's gonna go
Bro,
their
they
way.
already-
And if it doesn't, then it's gonna be dick suck for the Bills for the next until they win a Super Bowl.
But no, I would honestly rather. I want to see the Bills win in the regular season and then the Chiefs.
still win in the playoffs.
So, yeah, still win in the playoffs. Yeah.
So we going Kansas City. I mean,
Yeah.
Kansas City. Kansas City is winning this game.
But this could also be a Baker fucking look at me.
It could be Baker letting his nuts hang, but
It'd be hard though. But
it'd be a lot easier if he could let his nuts hang.
I mean, if Atlanta's who Atlanta is, Atlanta almost lost.
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Willis?
all right, look, I don't want to get into this, but like Atlanta almost lost, and y'all did get a touchdown that y'all didn't deserve.
And
so.
y'all had a full strength.
Y'all
team,
did.
bro.
I'm not saying. I'm saying if we're
We're
bringing
not
it
saying
up,
y'all wouldn't have won.
I'm saying. All right. I flip it. Y'all are probably not letting Tampa get closer if y'all are one less touchdown ahead. So yeah, no, y'all probably still would have won that game. But Kyle Pitts did not make it into that end zone with that football.
No.
That is true. But
Missy
Baker
Elliott.
also did throw 2 picks in the clutch.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think Baker,
Sans
There was a point where it seemed like Tampa was playing in just
simulation.
just dog shit hour.
Garbage time.
Garbage time.
Yes.
And then they started to get closer.
Yes.
Kind of like San Fran and Dallas.
San Fran and Dallas. Yes.
But yeah,
Dallas
I mean,
is the
it's-
king of garbage time,
Dallas. Yeah, they are.
which
the
is why
garbage
Dak
time
had the
kings.
numbers that he's had his whole career.
All right, we got some players in the NFL now. The trade deadline is November 5th, and there are.
This coming week.
That's Tuesday, next Tuesday. So the start of
It's usually
week,
like
the start of week 10, week 10.
Well, like 5-6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Nothing really happens until fucking 4 o'clock.
Yeah, like right before. But so I'm gonna give y'all some names. Y'all tell me if y'all think there's anywhere they should go, if they should get traded.
Right.
But the first one we talked about a little bit earlier is Zadarius Smith. He's definitely been in a lot of trade talks. Now, you said
Where
as
is he?
Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, he's a veteran pass rusher. I think he's had like 3 sacks on the season. So he can get pressure. But he has gotten pressure back on almost all of his, on most of his rushes. So
Well, I mean, look. See, the question is, it's not like does Atlanta need him, or are there teams that need him more?
at this point of the year, all the contending teams, I don't know. I think most of the contending teams have a good pass rush.
Maybe there's one contending team that lost their best pass rusher.
Oh, the Lions. That could be.
Ooh, y'all could pick up Jameson Williams, who just got arrested. Trade for Jameson Williams, who's on PEDs and has a gun in his car.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Seems
I'm
pretty
just saying,
even to me.
I'm just saying. The Lions, they were in conversations with, it was a stretch saying, like, do they make a move for Max Crosby? But if they make a 1 year, or however many year move for Zadarius Smith to just be a replacement for the time being, Aiden Hudson,
And obviously not as good, but that's a good dude to have, especially a vet.
It's a good filler. So I won't disagree that it wouldn't help Atlanta, but I think there might be some teams like Detroit that might be pushing for just to pay a little bit of a heftier price to get Zadarius over.
But
there.
it's also
We also don't have the most money to.
It's a much more affordable trade than a Crosby or another big pass rusher.
So before their win last week, he was in a lot more conversations than he is now. But they still are throwing Cooper Kupp's name around.
You know what was crazy to me? It was before last week. They were throwing Sam Darnold or Stafford to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Which blew my fucking mind.
That I saw that, which is an awful.
It was like no, it's like Sam is playing good football. That's why they're here. Obviously, their defense is good, but Sam has not fucking wavered at all. If anybody's playing bad, it's Stafford. We know he doesn't have the pieces, but you got Coop and Nakua back. They just beat the Vikings.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I liked what I saw from them against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Coop wants to leave. I think this team can claw for an NFC 6 or 7 spot pretty easily.
They can win. They can win the West.
They can. The West is
the
wide open, dude.
The West is wide open.
Wide
right
the
now.
fuck open, bro.
They could win the NFC West.
That too, or maybe a team like the Steelers. Maybe they want a guy like Cooper Kupp.
They're not going to trade for a Cup.
Steelers.
They know they're going to waste Cooper Kupp.
Steelers are their record's probably. I don't know. I feel like they. I don't know. I don't know if the Steelers want to make another big change to their offense.
No.
It just seems like a crazy move for them now.
I'd rather trade for a quarterback at that point.
The only team that I saw right now that should really be making a move for a receiver is Tampa.
Of course.
Now, obviously, making a move for Cooper's too big. Now, I saw Mike Williams. Obviously, he's not the most reliable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if we're talking just trading for a receiver and that for a way less price, not a Cooper
You can
Kupp
get
price.
him for cash, probably.
Yeah, Mike Williams trade for Tampa is probably a lot more likely to be what actually happens or who they get than a Cooper Kupp. But I think Kupp stays. I think
No, he's for sure locked in.
I think the Rams. The whole conversation was: are they cooked because they're hurt, and now that they're seeming to get healthy again, and they beat the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, I like their chances. I like their chances.
But yeah, what's his name? Kupp is the dude to trade. Obviously, if Nakua is going to continue to play like this, he is their future. Coop's getting up there in age, so if they were to trade someone, it'd be Coop.
And this was a good one that I saw and haven't thought of at all, but Travis Etienne.
But yeah. Go throw him at some place that needs a... Ooh, Cowboys.
Yep.
Oh, no. I mean, they're still going to suck.
But here's the thing.
That's a way better option than old Zeke boy. But then you got hard-headed jackass
Cowboys,
who's got dementia.
Bad, but it's like Etienne, he's hurt. He can't run between the fucking line.
Bro, everyone is better than Ezekiel Elliott.
That is true. Everyone is better than Ezekiel Elliott.
But do y'all not remember what the Cowboys said?
What?
They said, we ain't making no moves.
That's what I'm saying.
Jerry said, I'm not making a move. I'm not.
Jerry's the owner, the GM, and the massage specialist.
I'm not doing a goddamn thing, which is, is a dumb thing to say anyways. But I think Jerry is so, stubborn, narcissistic that it's like, no. I picked up Zeke because I thought he'd be good enough, and I still know he'll be good enough.
Yep.
And we don't need to make a move for
And they also
running
have
back.
Dalvin Cook there too, which is
DC ain't gonna be doing nothing.
What are we talking about, though?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about? Like, if that's the thing, though, it's like, all right, we got Zeke, and if not, like, we got Dalvin Cook. It's like, all right, maybe you call Jacksonville. Maybe just call them.
Give him one call.
Call them, see how they're
If they
doing.
don't want to get him for his price because of his name, maybe they get the other dude that's been actually going crazy for him. What was his name? Tank Bigsby.
Okay.
True.
Well, they're not gonna.
They're not going to get rid of
not
him.
gonna
They're going to
get
get rid of
him.
their hurt dude.
But that's another reason why they would be more likely to give up Etienne.
Are there any running backs on bad teams?
Chubba Hubbard.
Bad
They
teams.
get Pollard back.
Chubba
Chuba?
Hubbard.
Chubba Hubbard, yeah.
Chubby Booby.
Chubba Hubbard's also on there.
Is their rookie healthy yet? Because I know they also drafted like a high round. Was it Jonathan Brooks? And he was hurt, but he was also supposed to be like they're starting because they didn't believe in Hubbard no more either. So
Also, Blake Corum sucks.
I
Just
haven't
want to
seen
say
him.
that.
Does he suck? I haven't seen him play.
Yeah. He's
Um,
not good.
Bryce Young.
Kyle Williams has been a dog.
Does Bryce Young get traded?
Nah.
My question is, where does he get traded to?
No one wants him, bro.
He could be traded to Cleveland. He could be traded to Seattle.
Vegas.
He could be traded to Vegas. He could be traded
We're on
to
the same.
the Giants. He
Nah,
could
they
be
just paid
traded
bro,
to.
dude.
Yeah, they can just cut, bro.
That's true.
He can get traded to. I don't know. I feel like there are teams he could be traded to though. I mean,
For
it's,
sure.
but it's more of is Anthony Richardson getting traded? Like I think that's more of a conversation. Like who's
Yeah.
more likely to get traded? Bryce Young.
If they trade Anthony Richardson, does that mean they're just like they're tanking and drafting a QB next round? Does that mean they want one?
They
of
have
these?
to. They're not building around
But
Joe.
how many people are actually tanking to get a QB? Like, how many people want the QBs of this class?
What QBs are we looking at? Yeah, we're looking at Carson Beck, who's
We're looking at Ewers.
Yeah, Carson Beck, but
Jalen
actual
Milroe.
decent ones like
Milroe, Ewers.
Ewers. That shit that Texas was doing was so
Cam Ward.
stupid. Cam Ward is going to be number one
No, he's not.
at this point.
No.
No,
He may not be number one,
No.
but there's some
Shaduki?
teams- there's some- He,
Shaduki
I
Saunders.
think off just his name and his ability to just
No. The question was what quarterbacks are teams tanking for? Shador is not on that list.
I
The
feel
Cowboys
no
are
teams-
stupid enough to lose games for Shador.
No
Sanders.
team is tanking for Shador Sanders.
I
Like
feel
if
Shador
Lamar
falls-
Jackson gets picked 32 and Shador goes anywhere in the first round,
Dude, it's
the league's
a
fucked.
blessing if Shador gets drafted in the second.
Sure. But again, you know how the NFL is, dude. You know how Dion is. You know all this shit.
I really don't think it has it. If it was that big of an impact, Shador would be in the Heisman conversation.
Yeah.
But instead, him and Dion have just been whining about it the last 2 weeks.
I know. Bro, I should be there.
You saw Shador. He was, or you saw Dion. He was like, "Well, we know why Shador ain't in it because he's my son."
He's my son.
It's like, no, he's on his team.
It's because he
he's your
plays
son.
for Colorado football, who not really a contender. Like if Georgia played
But Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson,
Colorado.
who's getting traded? Who's more likely to get traded? Because you got to think, Anthony Richardson obviously right now is in a shitty situation, but also,
Here's the thing: do you build around Andy Dalton?
but the Panthers, I mean, they already sat Bryce once, and they're bringing him back again. And if he finishes the year still playing like shit, at least Anthony Richardson gets to like sit back and rehab.
But also,
like, I mean,
trading Deontay, we already know they're going to tank. Basically, we already know that they don't give a fuck
That's
about this
also
season.
a good point.
but are you tanking for more pieces around Bryce?
They might still have faith in Bryce
I wouldn't be surprised
because it's still a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to get out of one of these college guys.
Honestly,
I mean, shit, they thought they were getting a dog out of Bryce.
I think both of these quarterbacks.
Instead, they got a 5'9" choir boy.
I think both these quarterbacks may potentially.
They could get moved
You think?
potentially, but I wouldn't bet on that.
I don't know. Once you really look at like everything that would have to be changed and the amount of tanking they truly would have to do,
Yeah.
I think it's really unlikely that either of those quarterbacks are moved.
But also, it's like, what are they going to give up that's going to make it worth it for the Panthers? Picks? They're not going to give out any players. They're not going to give a guy with potential.
No chance.
So, yeah, they might get like a fucking third and a fourth out of them. I don't see the market to trade either one of them.
But all right, NBA. Let's talk some NBA. We got some contenders and we got some pretenders. I got a list, and I'm gonna ask
Here's
y'all.
the order.
Who do y'all think? I'm gonna give y'all the team names. Y'all gonna tell me if they're contenders, if they're pretenders, if we disagree, we gonna fist fight till it's decided. All right, first
Can
up.
we leave out the fighting part?
No, contenders and pretenders. Contenders or pretenders? The Boston Celtics.
Well,
Contenders.
as much as I don't like Tatum, they are contenders.
You know, I've started to come around a little bit.
I'm still not convinced.
Not convinced of what? Like, you don't like him because he's corny.
all
not
of my
because
stuff
he's bad
is
at basketball.
Yeah, it's
No,
personal bullshit.
No, I wasn't for Tatum way before that. So
That's bullshit.
that's not
That's bullshit.
What part of his game do you think is subpar?
his consistency.
False.
No.
What
Has his consistency negatively impacted the Boston Celtics?
I think his consistency doesn't matter because
Not talking about 2022. No,
No,
they're a very deep team.
No,
Of
but
course.
what consistency? Like what stretch of games are you talking about when you're talking about Jason Tatum being inconsistent? Because I mean,
He still averages
like
what?
what's nothing's gotten worse over the years.
Nothing gets worse. I feel like he just has a lot of games where he just. I feel like not even a lot of games. It's a stretch of games where he just plays absolutely terrible, but he flies under the radar because they still win because their team is just so deep.
This is the NBA. You're allowed to have bad games.
There's 82.
The only thing is his level of
But
good
not
is
only-
higher
not
than
only is it bad
most other
games,
players.
But in playoff moments, he drops tremendously. Like there's a lot of games where he goes 0 for 10, 1 for 14, like multiple times. It's a pattern, and then he picks it up, or his teammates pick
All right,
him up.
but if we're looking at this Celtics team, which we are talking about, we're not just talking about the
Yeah,
Tatum,
that is true.
the Tatum
Which
team.
I said they are contenders just because their team is just so talented deep.
But it's not just because that. It's because Jason Tatum is good at basketball.
Yes.
Yes,
And he's one of the best players in the league.
Again, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Could he not show up at certain points? A lot of people don't show up.
But also, you got to look at it like these playoff series are like vacuums. Like
Yeah.
certain series, maybe Luka goes off. Certain series, maybe Kyrie goes off.
Shit.
Certain series,
They were
AD
talking about Ant like he was Michael Jordan for a week.
Certain series, Ant goes off. Certain it's like it depends on the team, the matchup. Who I mean, no, there were rounds where Jaylen Brown turned up. There were games where JT turned up. There were teams where that whole team was turning up. And I don't really think you can blame Jason Tatum for not okay. So what did you want him to do? Elevate into an even bigger and more elite superstar when the team around him is getting even bigger and he doesn't have to. They don't have to rely on Tatum as much. Like what do you expect him to do or want him to do? They're making the team around him even better, so it's not like he has to be a superhero.
Yeah.
So what? Do you just hate him, bro? Like you just don't like Jason
No,
Tatum? Just
that's
admit
fine.
it, bro.
No, I'm
Just
in
admit-
the same
again,
boat.
It's okay if you don't like him. Just
But there's nothing I can say about his game.
give it to the world.
Nah, I could say something about this game, but
There's nothing
Say
about
it,
his
say
game.
it.
Say
It
what's
is.
it? What?
I-
Consistency, bro.
But
All right,
what?
cool.
But all right. So he flies under the radar in an 82 game season.
and I also think he won't win MVP. That's dead.
Doesn't matter.
His
It's
team
not,
is way too good for him to win an MVP.
we're not talking about MVP.
Does he
contenders.
have to win MVP to win you over?
A little bit.
What the fuck are we doing? So him winning the finals didn't do anything to that didn't move you at all.
But again, we still have to look at the rest of that
Didn't
team.
move you at all. Didn't do anything.
We
really.
still can't talk
What
about
the
Tatum.
fuck are we doing
Now it is
here?
no, hold on. It is Tatum's team. He is the best player on this team.
It's Tatum and Brown's team.
No, it's Jason Tatum's team. They've already talked about letting Brown go. They will let him
That
go.
would be so silly.
Not
That,
really.
That would be silly as hell.
No.
That would be silly as fuck.
No, they would still be good.
No, they wouldn't. They
Jay-
would not be. They would not be as good as.
Tell me a team that Jaylen Brown is going to be the number one on and take to the finals.
right now.
Any of them.
The Heat,
Exactly.
No.
So
yeah.
no, Jaylen Brown is good for his role. You don't think that Tatum opens up Jaylen Brown's game at all? And maybe a little bit vice versa? But Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. That's why Jaylen Brown's so good. Clay would not work. Clay Thompson would not be good on a bad team.
I'm sorry. Jaylen Brown and Clay's bag are two different things.
I know, but I'm just talking about guys who get elevated by the guys around him.
Yeah, but I'm just confused because it's like you're saying he's inconsistent, but then it's like you're like it's like no, he's not inconsistent, but he's not winning MVP. Like you kind of changed it, but it's like well, he's not winning MVP. It's like yeah, he's good, but he's not winning MVP. So it's like do you not think Jason Tatum is good at basketball?
No, I mean obviously anyone in the NBA is good at basketball.
Okay, do you
don't
not
bring it
think
down that
he's
low.
a top 10 player in the league?
Bottom 5.
Okay.
So he's top 10
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
NBA.
Yeah.
You put JB above him? Because ESPN did, right? Who was that? Whose list was it?
That was
No,
inside the NBA.
inside the
It's a
NBA.
bunch of dumbass NBA players. So, and fucking no.
And Ernie.
I'm not putting Jalen. And they put him 1 over Jason Tatum to be spiteful.
It was 9-10.
So
I mean, understandable, but
He probably
it
was
is
that
not
list.
understandable.
Get out
None
of
of this is understandable.
All right.
Bro.
Either way,
I don't get it.
Either
Boston's
way,
a
the
contender.
Celtics are.
nah, Boston's are definitely contenders.
They are the favorites. They will be the
They are the
favorites
favorites, yes.
unless something happens.
C's. All right. How about the New York Knicks?
Pretenders, huge pretenders.
I'm gonna say it's too early to say they're pretenders, but I definitely do think they're contenders. I mean, too early to say they're pretenders, but I definitely do think they're gonna be contenders.
You just said that twice.
Did I?
Stop.
You said the same sentence.
Frozen. Look at Shane Frozen. Oh, never mind. Ladies, we're not starting a pod.
Yeah, no, it's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. Shane pops up.
All right. New York Knicks, contenders or pretenders?
Shane.
You want me to go first? I think you got your thoughts out of the way quick. You call them pretenders.
Well, they are pretenders.
I think it's too early to call them that, but last year they made it without Cat pretty far, so Cat could only be a plus. So yeah, they're definitely gonna be contenders, especially in the East.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Brunson caught a little bit of lightning in a bottle last year. I think at his height, and his play style, he is guardable and gettable. He's not gonna have those crazy 40-point games out the wazoo. They're missing Dante DiVincenzo, who was their second highest scorer. Josh Hart, people forget, coming off the bench last year a few times. Mikal Bridges has some type of toss-up jumper garbage dookie. No one knows.
I don't know what's going on with that.
We have no idea what that is. I mean, Cat will bring some to the team, but he's also a notorious choker. So if we're talking about, they can make the playoffs, but in terms of serious championship contention, I don't see it this year. If ever with this same setup.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It's the hype, and I feel like I talked to you about this, Shane. Like it's the 1 year hype, and then it's like, all right, here they are.
Yep.
Like now they're superstars. Now they're like with it's kind of like, you know, Jordan Love has one good season,
Yep.
and then boom, he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
Yeah.
And now Jalen Brunson, you know, has 1 year, and I feel like we have seen so many different players have one good season that we can't even think of all the ones that fell off years after, or, you know, the following seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't give you the best example of like, he could be like this player, he could be like that player, but I
Isaiah Thomas.
no.
New Isaiah Thomas. Not
Yeah,
old
no,
Isaiah.
not new IT, not at all.
said-
He's gonna have a better career than Isaiah Thomas. I think
He will.
I'll say
Talking
that.
about Jalen Brunson right
Yes.
now?
That was some shit talk. That's
But I don't know. I just have to see more from Jalen Brunson. I mean, just the one season, and then he has this great season with that team, and then it is a complete shakeup. Now
They're adding in Bridges. They lose Vincenzo
there's some questions.
and Julius Randle. They lose Julius Randle. Now, Julius wasn't there a lot last year, but still, that was a dude.
All right, Dallas Mavericks.
Contenders.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with contenders too. I mean, they only improved. They got a bona fide shooter in Clay.
Shane, no, not Shane. Clay did shoot 2 for 9 last night
Yeah, but it's like
from 3.
all he has to do is come pull up and shoot. Like,
But the problem is when he doesn't make the shots, now he's taking higher efficiency shots away from Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get that bitch to Clay, gotta make that bitch for it to count, for it to matter.
Yeah, even so, I mean, I feel like they can always revert back to this Luka and Kyrie taking up 30 shots a game, and you know.
But if you revert back to that, and Clay becomes, you know, meaningless, then it's like, well, why don't we just have Derrick Jones Jr.?
Fair.
You know, Why even have Clay in
If our shooting is good enough,
or if
give
we're
us
not
a-
setting him
a
up
down low.
to shoot,
Yeah.
from the wing or whatever. But
and is Clay taking shots from the two of them?
I mean, I honestly think that Klay Thompson at this point in his career, I mean, look, I don't think the Mavs are dumb. I think that they probably have all, they probably all have an understanding of how much Klay Thompson will be involved in probably every game.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that that's the factor in all this. I do. Either way, no matter what, I don't think it was necessarily the scoring that needed to improve for the Dallas Mavericks. So, Klay Thompson replacing anybody else on that floor that could be a better defensive threat or just two-way threat, period, and not just solely being able to catch and shoot from the three. I would have liked maybe a different move than just, hey, Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters ever, let's get him.
Yeah.
But still, at the end of the day, you still got two of the most unguardable players in the NBA in Luka and Kyrie, so they're definitely contenders.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Fuck. I'm gonna say this. Sorry. I'm gonna say this. With Doc as the head coach, they are pretenders.
Yeah, I'm going to go with pretenders as well.
No, I think as a team, talent-wise, play-wise, I think that they can easily be Eastern Conference
like
contenders.
Dame just can't play if he's just not the number one option.
Dame will be okay. It's the scheme that they're running right now is horrendous.
I mean, yeah, you could say that if it just wasn't like the second year in a row of Dame just playing this completely just garbage.
So
The beginning of the season was better when they had other bro.
you don't. Yeah, I mean, they were what? What were they when they fired?
Like 30 and
But D'Antoni,
fucking-
not D'Antoni.
no, it was-
Budenholzer.
some dude. Yeah.
We're not 20 and like they had a
They
great.
had
record.
a great record and then
They had a very good record.
ended up having a losing record with Doc.
I look, the Doc thing, if that's what's gonna set it up, but those are two different things. If you're saying it's Doc and you're saying it's Dame, I mean, I feel like those are two completely different sides of the coin.
I don't think it's a good mix. I don't think they're
But here's the
a
thing,
mix that
if-
we thought they were going to be.
If we look at
Dame and Giannis or Dame and Doc.
Dame and Giannis.
if we look at Giannis just by himself, that's already a contending team. The Bucks, we know. I mean, the only thing different from their championship run is Drew Holiday essentially, and then they added Dame. So this team still is a contender, but they have to figure out how to do it, and they're not going to do that with Doc.
I mean, the grand scheme of things, like the big three in Milwaukee should be like the best.
Totally fine.
It is the most balanced big three.
Yeah, point guard, huge dude, and then small forward.
I mean, just look at
In their case, that's supposed to be Giannis, Dame and Chris.
Dame, Middleton, and Giannis. You have your perennial all-star point guard who can pull from anywhere, and it's Damian Lillard. It's Damian fucking Lillard.
Yep.
You got Chris Middleton playing a forward spot, being able to just pull up, give me the midi, just do Chris Middleton things, and then you got Giannis.
Run through a motherfucker's face.
It's the fucking Greek freak. That big three, that duo should be crushing. The entire
We've seen
East,
the Chris and Giannis duo crush.
I would like to hope, maybe, just maybe, they do start off slow, and maybe they do make a head coach change, because I don't want to see this experiment go down the drain. This is a duo that
Yes.
has hype,
fact that
has
they're-
expectations. This isn't okay, when James Harden went to Philly, it was like,
Maybe.
man,
Yeah.
it's like, is James gonna play? Is Joel gonna play? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey's nice though. Like, that's how the conversation really ended. But I hope for the Bucks' sake, if it is somehow, some way Doc's fault, get his ass out of there right away.
It couldn't.
I mean, there's no reason they should waste
definitely
this talented team on a Doc storyline. Doc has shown that he is a dude who wastes talent. Lob City could have easily won a chip.
Yeah.
But instead he's riding on this 2008 Celtics dog shit.
All right. OKC.
Contenders.
Contenders, but it's, I don't know.
I think
I don't really.
they're going to end up again the 1 seed this year, and probably the best team in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And Shea's probably going to have another MVP caliber season. I think everyone on that team is doing nothing but improve, and they did nothing but improve the roster. Like, you want to talk about people that needed to get defense? They got Caruso, they got a wing player,
Caruso,
and they went out and got a big in, what was his name? Isaiah Hartenstein?
Hartenson.
I know. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't pronounce his name either.
So 2 solid pieces, good bench players, and Caruso 3 and D, wonderful. I mean,
how many D's? 3.
3 of them. 3 and D.
But yeah, I they are contenders. But I don't know. I haven't bought into the young team yet.
Shy. What about Shy, though? You think Shy's winning MVP? You think he's in MVP race?
Yeah, but
Even with this team getting better?
Yeah, because he's still the number 1 option, and he's still going to be putting up his little...
You a Shy guy?
I am a fan of Shy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, a player on a team who has a really good team around him, and the team's so good,
No.
they're still somehow going to have a player elevated enough over all of them to win MVP.
Yeah, because he is the one dropping 30 and 10 tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wonder what Tatum does.
I wonder what Tatum's done this year so far.
Drop 30 and 10 a night.
He what?
He doesn't drop 30 and 10 a night, and is top 5 defensively in his position.
Because
defense matters in an MVP race.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Devin, wait, let me ask you a question.
It stands out.
Whoa. Hold on.
My fault. Go ahead.
Are there what's there more of in the NBA? Good defensive point guards or good defensive small forwards? Good defensive small forwards. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder to be in that conversation, especially when you do have the ability to drop 30 and 10 on any given night.
Yep.
Some given nights, but
So yeah, if you want to say he's a top 5 defender, I guess over.
It's different when you're also
over who?
The top scorer.
Who's the other 5 top defenders in his position?
Who, Shea? Probably like what? Hold on, give me a sec.
So Drew Holiday? Okay.
I want to say. Maybe
So then compare their offensive
Marcus
capability to
Smart.
each other.
I mean, that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. What the best guards that play defense, that's pretty much all they bring to the table.
Yeah, but you got.
There's a lot of small forwards that play great defense that bring a lot more to the table, including Jason Tatum. He just might not be top 5.
Tatum is averaging 30 and 7 and 5. And Shy is 26, 7.5, and 6.
All right, it's very close. So, as of right now, if Shy is in the conversation,
Why can't Tatum be?
is Tatum in the conversation?
I think MVP it's too early to say. Like I said, we're 6 games.
I thought, bro, what the hell? So it's too early to say for Tatum, but not for Shy?
We're used to this from Shy. Shy has proven himself to be an MVP candidate for like 2 years in a row.
We're not used to 30
It's
and
not
7.
2 years in a
We're
row.
not used to. We're not.
30 and 7. He's starting off hot. Like, congrats. If he can keep it up 30 and 7, then yeah, if we could talk about Tatum and if he keep it up 30 and 7 by like December, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe Tatum's an MVP candidate. But,
Okay.
But right now, like I said,
I'm just checking the temp. I'm just checking the
I'll go
temp
back.
over there.
How hot's the water?
I'm
over
just
here?
checking how hot the water's over there. It's just
about-
crazy because I thought good team, like if a team's really good, it'd be hard for like a player to win
Then
MVP.
MVP is also just most valuable. I mean, you take Shea off of the Thunder and take Tatum off of the Celtics.
They're both
They're
washed.
both washed.
Celtics are probably still a playoff team.
Thunder aren't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You take Tatum.
So your thought
Tatum
now
sits
is
out a game,
okay,
or
so
Tatum gets hurt. There's
if that's
Derek
the case,
White, Marcus Smart, Jalen Brown, all
Whoa,
people
whoa,
in
whoa,
Porzingis
whoa,
that can
whoa.
all
Marcus
initiate
Smart is
offense.
gone. Marcus
You mean
Smart's
Drew
gone.
Holiday?
Drew Holiday.
Well, that's
Drew
Marcus
Holiday,
Smart.
yeah.
I meant Drew Holiday. There's still 4 other people that can initiate offense. You take
KP still hurt.
is he? For how long?
I don't know.
For
He's
now.
still hurt for now.
They still got Al Horford.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna-
because last
no,
year you
they're
weren't saying
they're-
Al Horford's
Al
old as
Horford's gonna
fuck.
get it done.
Dallas is winning.
He's an
That's
incredible,
exactly what I said.
He's an incredible. They have an incredibly deep roster. I mean,
Dude, y'all both were like, fuck Boston.
Yes.
Dallas is winning the finals. And now it's, bro, if Tatum goes down, I mean, Al Horford's going to step up. Y'all are lying so hard.
Nah,
That's so
I am.
crazy.
It's still Mavs at 9 though.
Tatum's so nice.
We're still rocking with it, bro.
Mavs at 9.
Still.
76ers?
Well, if Joel's gonna keep shitting on this city and not playing, then
He did not shit on the city.
No, I know.
Here's the problem: if they're
It's the
actually
shitty being a bunch of
healthy,
bitches.
obviously contenders. But that's a big if, and the fact that they're both out already just doesn't give me good hope. So I'm gonna go pretenders for now.
what about PG?
They're both
both hurt.
I mean, if they would both play, and not like I think PG is.
What about
very
Tyrese
underrated.
Maxey's?
He can't do it by himself. I mean,
But Shy can.
yes,
Yes!
Shy can. Yes,
No, you just glaze the entire
No,
OKC
'cause
team.
I can point and prove Shy.
How far are you going to playoffs?
Who Shy? I believe he beat the Pelicans in the first round, then lost to the Mavs.
The Pelicans, who had
Yeah.
no Zion.
So 76ers? Contenders? They're healthy if they're contenders.
Yeah.
They're
They're
contenders,
contenders if
if they're
they're
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't see Philly winning the chip. They're definitely playoff contenders. But I don't think Philly's
I mean,
got
that's the thing. These
got
last
it
couple
enough.
years, the things we lack to see is like a healthy Embiid in the playoffs. And I think a healthy Embiid in the playoffs can be scary. I think a healthy Embiid could probably work the Celtics in the playoffs.
Good.
Probably is a
But
big
I mean,
overstatement.
but it's when is he gonna be healthy versus Boston in the
That's-
Western Conference Final or Eastern Conference Finals? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Game 4 down 3-0.
Minnesota.
Contenders. Ant's a dog.
Julius Randle already banged up.
Yeah.
I honestly do think that they'll make a move.
Ant and Rudy Gobert.
To be honest, I think even last year they just like Ant just caught like a crazy flame. It was just able to just go nuts and carry his team. But
He did catch a heater.
I don't think they're contenders just yet. Just off of I don't think their team is deep enough.
What is deep enough, Shane?
Deep enough as in they don't have enough.
No, I meant
Oh.
No, but what is deep enough?
Like they don't have enough depth at the point guard position, center position besides Rudy.
Yeah.
And I
You
just,
know,
I just don't think they have enough scoring besides Ant and Julius Randle when he's healthy, and that's when he's healthy. He's also if he's going to be healthy this season.
He's already
if he's
he's
gonna be
already
good.
banged up.
He's already banged up.
I'm changing my thing.
Pretenders.
Yes. Can we do the thing from the movies?
What thing for
Never
the
mind. We'll do that later. From Rocky.
All right. Denver Nuggets.
Contenders. Very much so.
Yeah, I would say contenders.
I don't want them to be, but Jokic
I think I would say Jokic is this brand of basketball can just help him win most games.
MP Jesus. And
I think this is probably one of Russell Wilson. I said Russell Wilson. Russell
Jamal
Westbrook's
Furry.
better fits.
Yeah, I mean, see,
forgot about Russell's.
and people were jumping back and forth on like literally after the second game, he had he shot poorly and had some turnovers. People were like, "Wow, I'm really watching my goat wash up in front of my eyes." And then he comes off the bench, drops 22, shoots
People are exaggerating. Russ is going to be nothing but a positive for them. There's nothing that Russ brings to his team that's a negative. Like you got another rebounder if you want that. You got another 15 to 20 points on any good day, and a defensive player.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not.
And you bring hustle. His hustle alone is, and he can run the floor if he has to. Like, honestly, Russ is the perfect flex player if you look at it. At this point of his career, with his talents,
when he's on,
he's on.
If he's on his bullshit where he's
slamming through the rim and trying to fucking throw up crazy.
an abundance of
things.
turnovers.
Yeah.
The decision making.
Bad shots, things like
That's when they get a little iffy. If he doesn't overstay his welcome, then they should be set. Pacers.
Contenders in the East. Like,
have they made a huge trade this year besides losing Buddy Hield?
Not that I remember. No,
they did
yeah.
lose Buddy, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I see them as contenders. I mean, as good as Tyrese Maxey is, they just
Nope.
don't have enough
Nope, Halliburton.
What happened? Did I say Maxey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I meant Halliburton. My fault.
All good.
I don't think they have enough team power, just star power in general, to just compete in that playoff level against some of these teams. So
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs. Could win an early series, but
yeah, it might be
running
playoffs just
the
due to
table
how,
is going to be tough.
much of a toss up it is in the East, but I don't see them getting far.
What would I Golden State then? You brought up Golden State. Are they a contender? Pretender?
I seen Buddy Hield
they're a
go
pretender.
off for a night, and
Buddy's a great 3-point shooter, but they are.
but then again, they still need to
Not
fix
deep.
up. I mean, I don't know. They got some good young pieces, but they also don't know what they're doing with Kuminga either. So I mean, I think just having Steph Curry and his ability,
Steph's going to play well, but
they might be contenders. But contenders as in I don't know,
Like a
seventh-
play-in team
Yeah, 7th seed
contender.
or 8 or play-in team. Just Steph just catches flame in the playoffs.
What about the Los Angeles Lakers?
if Bronny's on that court, contenders. Did you see that? Did you see that little hand fake fadeaway? 2 points, baby.
No,
They threw him in garbage time just to rub it in.
Asshole,
Bronny
man.
aside,
No,
I
it was
think
a
he
nice
actually had,
shot.
17 points his last game against the fucking I don't know. He played somebody at
LeBron
17
or
points. Bronny. Might have been his most recent game.
No, you're wrong.
No, he just had 17 points. He was actually hitting shots, which was kind of cool. But
For real?
Bronny aside,
Yeah, Bronny aside.
Bronny
they
aside,
pulled out.
one, I think coaching off rip is way better. And then that alone, we might see the Lakers have a more fluid offense, better defensive rotations, which it wasn't that the Lakers weren't good. They just had no discipline besides LeBron and AD. And then now they got JJ drawing up plays for players and whatnot. They're definitely contenders.
I like Connect if he can shoot. Yeah, he has a total of 2 points in the NBA.
Yeah, Bronny didn't have no 17.
You didn't?
You talking G
Bron?
League?
I don't know.
Has he played in the G League yet?
I believe so.
Because I know he traveled. No, he traveled to Cleveland, and they're gonna send him to
so
the G League.
G League after this travel. Okay, cool. I think the Lakers are contenders. Like I said, my only worry is their depth at the guard position.
Yeah.
I think defensively they're going to be strap locked down. I mean, especially with what they can throw out there, the versatile bigs they got. But yeah, I mean, he don't like JJ Redick as a coach.
Wow. How come?
I've said bad things. We'll see how it goes.
You don't think he's better than you think he's better than Darvin Ham at least?
Again, I'm still wishy-washy on what an NBA coach does. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair enough.
Because you could have a coach like Steve Kerr, who's like, yeah, I just let them do whatever the fuck they want. And then you have Doc, who controls every bit of the game and is not good.
So how you look like Mike D'Antoni,
Not good.
Greg Popovich, movie fan?
Used to be good. No. Pop's great. Again, I have no idea. Phil Jackson, I don't know how the fuck he did it, but he's got like 17 of them things.
I think it's part just
Luck.
I mean, somewhat.
It's you gotta have good
but
players.
also you gotta as much as it sounds like it's not a big deal, controlling minutes and lineups and rotations is also a very.
But how
deal.
big of a part of the team was Ty Lue?
Because Lakers fans would preach that.
Like, is Ty Lue turning this Clippers team around? I don't think so.
I mean,
who would? Oh, but in the real like in 2016, I guess Ty Lue was controlling the minutes, but was he?
Come on,
Or was
man.
Braun like,
Dude, I watched
Deli, let's go.
I watched some of the starting
Come on,
five.
JR, take a breather.
I watched the starting five documentary with Braun, Tatum, Sabonis, and hilarious. Little baby. Sorry. You didn't hear about that?
No, what?
Oh.
What happened?
We'll talk about that.
Oh, what? Yeah, okay. Y'all hear about Stephon Diggs?
I don't want to hear about that anymore. That's disgusting.
What about Stephon Diggs?
Well, he's out for the season.
Yeah, I know that.
And
artist.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm taking shots at Rome.
Lakers. We're talking about the Lakers and
Lakers?
coaches and what Tyronn Lue does for the Cavs.
Well, we're talking about what is it?
No, I was talking about
What is a
starting
good coach?
five.
What is a good coach?
Starting five.
Rich Paul was talking, and he was like, the common misconception is that Bron runs the team. And he goes, in all actuality, that's not true. I'm like, well, what's your reasoning for why he doesn't run the team? Clearly, we can see him running the team. I don't know. JJ's cool, whatever, but I don't know. I think he's going to be more of a less controlling, easier dude to work with than Darvin Ham.
Miami Heat.
To be honest, I don't know how good they are this year.
I mean, but we say that every year, and somehow they end up somewhere.
I mean, yeah, they end up in the play-ins and then go off to make a playoff Butler and whatnot. But
Of course.
they still need that.
Well,
I feel
the
like
question is if Jimmy's even going to be on the team then.
because I've heard Jimmy doesn't want to. I heard him and what's it called?
That was preseason, Pat Riley.
Pat Riley don't. And I ain't getting along.
I
But
bet they've never seen eye to eye, bro. I don't think anyone's ever seen eye to eye with Pat Riley
Or
while they
Jimmy
played on
Butler.
the team. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, Jimmy Butler does seem like an odd person to get with. But I mean,
What do you mean by that?
He shows results in terms of just his demeanor and how he goes about things. He's very hardcore. Some people can't fuck with that. If you're soft like Cat, you can't get along with Jimmy.
What about the Cavs?
Cat is his accent.
I feel like we've seen.
Changes
I feel
are
like
awesome.
we've seen this type of run from the Cavs before. I feel like a couple years ago they started off very good, made the playoffs, and then what did they say? Oh, the lights were too bright. And then
Like this team to me feels like the Chargers from when they had Keenan, Herbert,
the Cavs.
and Williams. It's like this team has pieces that are good. They got 3 good pieces, but they'll never be able to hit that upper echelon and take over. They're good.
They're going to be sitting at like
They'll
number
be good.
4.
Yeah, they'll sit at number 4 most of the
And
season.
they'll get knocked out first. Or
They'll
second
play the
round.
Pacers. They'll get
like
the floor wiped, and
Just
then
in
that's
preseason,
it.
it was like, oh, Donovan Mitchell doesn't know if he wants to play. Darius Garland said he doesn't want to be.
course.
He lost his joy for basketball.
This is the NBA.
and
Damn,
whatnot.
Cleveland's sucking the fun out of
Damn, bro.
every
But
sport.
I don't know. I've heard new coaching over there, and they're using Garland. They're using all their pieces to how they're supposed to be used, and I don't know. Maybe they're happy playing ball over there. Maybe they get
No,
over that.
I bet they are, but
Get over that hump.
it's an odd team. It's a good team, but I love Mitchell, but I don't see him.
And then the final team, contenders or pretenders,
The Washington Wizards.
the Phoenix Suns.
To be honest,
He's gonna say pretenders. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
until they actually make some move, get some depth, get some defense, this is going to be the same results. It's going to be Booker and KD making tough twos and getting wins over some teams, but not winning the ones that matter. So
Sounds like a Saturday night for you, buddy. Bunch of tough dudes.
tough twos is crazy.
I'm not. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They need love too, bro.
Yeah, until they make a move, definitely get Bradley Beal's ass the fuck up out of there. Get them a big.
Yes,
they're
or-
definitely pretenders.
Yeah. Shit, get him a real point guard.
Sadly,
Take Book out the point guard role. Have him shoot.
nah, I'm okay with Book running the point.
All right, that's fair.
The only reason I'm okay with Book running the point because at this point you got another person out there to run the point. It's like that's just another person out there deciding when to take his shots. It's like no, we need KD and Book taking all the shots,
Every shot.
as many shots as possible.
Yes.
And
30
then-
apiece.
And then the last thing I want to talk about, we have 4 teams. We have 4 teams with returning stars, either known for injuries or been battling injuries. And I want to know which team gives you the most hope.
Okay.
We got John Morant returning to the Grizzlies. We got Lonzo returning to the Bulls. We got Zion and the Pelicans. We got LaMelo and the Hornets.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to rank them?
You could rank them. You could put
My
them in
one is Zion and the Pels. I think they can be a low tier Western Conference team. Getting to play in, maybe an 8 seed. Ja. What was the other two?
Ja and Lonzo and
Lonzo's
LaMelo.
4. LaMelo 3. And Ja 2. But again, the Grizzlies are very depleted.
Shane, he said Lonzo 4.
Yeah.
Who's on that Bulls?
Now, just for some context,
DeRozan?
Shane was gassing Lonzo up earlier today. We were
Josh
talking about
Giddey?
he was gassing up Lonzo.
Of course he was.
He said,
Yeah. There's more to that, but if I was to go, I would say Zion at 1, just because Zion on that team, and they just got DeJounte Murray too, or is he out?
but he
hurt.
broke his hand.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
But he'll be back.
But when he comes back, all of them together,
CJ just got hurt too.
they should be easily a playoff team. And then it was
And Zion's big ass gonna get hurt.
You said Zion. Who you said was coming back?
We got John Morant to the Grizzlies,
John
and then we
Morant.
had the
John
two
Morant,
ball
when he's
brothers.
healthy, is easily a playoff team.
John Morant.
But the team around him, though?
But the team,
See, that's why I think John Morant. If John Morant can somehow sneak into the playoffs, I think he can make a run at MVP.
I don't like their roster at all.
yeah, their roster
Jaren
is-
Jackson
isn't
Jr.?
the best, but I mean,
And
Marcus Smart.
they still got what's his face,
They got to make some moves.
light skin. Yeah, what's his name?
I don't even remember.
I can't.
Brandon Clark?
Not Brandon
Oh,
Clark.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
No,
Scottie
not
Pippen Jr., I mean-
the other motherfucker will be dropping 30 right with him.
Like, what are we naming?
Desmond
right now?
Bane.
Desmond Bain.
I don't like
He
that.
ain't
roster
dropping
at
30.
all.
Yeah, nah,
Dropping
him, nah,
30 right
him-
with him?
Yeah, him when they were healthy playing together, they were both combining for like 60 something crazy. I know you. Like,
Saying that may have happened once, and I'll
no,
give
it-
you that.
It was
But
happened for a stretch before Jaw got injured.
What, like a 4-game stretch? John got hurt really early.
he got suspended.
Yeah,
Huh?
but like
No, when
He
he
gets-
tore his
Desmond Bane, he's-
oblique or labrum or something. He tore something.
he's real spot up shoot and he gets buckets. So
He returned last year and then got hurt early and then missed the rest of the
He
season.
tears labia.
All right.
all right, and then after Jaw, so I'd have Jaw at second. Lonzo, but not for the reason of making his team better. Lonzo for if he could prove he can play a full season, and I think Lonzo and any other given team in a trade would be an added bonus to any team.
What about the Suns?
Lonzo stays healthy, I feel like he could make a return to the Lakers, and he would be a valuable piece there. Or he could be a valuable piece for the Suns, and he can go play there and bring another playmaking defense. Like Lonzo proved that he can be an efficient player in the league, a very good one at that. So
A very good one?
yeah,
He's a good one.
A very good one?
a very decent piece. I feel like he could definitely be on.
That's different than very good.
Yeah, a decent.
what-
Yeah, I mean, like,
What is very good? I feel like he could be
Very
a
good is
cool,
like-
I mean, how much have we really seen? Like, are we referring? What are we referring to? Like New Orleans Pelicans,
2
Lonzo
seasons
Ball.
ago, yeah.
I mean, New Orleans Pelicans, we've seen his passing ability, but him even on the Bulls, his shooting got better. His defense
Agreed.
ability improved a lot.
I can't really conjure up many examples of him just of how much he really has done with wearing
No.
a Bulls jersey. Like,
He's had good stretches, but I mean, he wasn't playing on the Bulls for very long.
Yeah, before he got hurt, but
Of course.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm
this-
saying.
And
got-
we still don't know if
this
this
man
knee injury is going to
constantly
nag
stays
him
hurt.
for the rest of his
if he
career.
can stay healthy, I mean, like there's some teams I feel like could definitely benefit from Lonzo's skill set.
I think he's
Like-
chronically hurt at this point.
Like, and let's be real. Like when he did that thing where he was like, "Oh, Stephen A, I can't stand up. I can't stand up." Okay. Think about it. In the last 9 months since that's been, he's what?
Okay, well he took an L on that one. You don't
But
gotta.
okay, but I'm saying like okay, so he was pressed to be able to stand up, not even a year ago without knee pain. So are we really saying he's gonna be able to go on an 82 game stretch and play without knee pain, or is he just gonna be able to not stand up with pain? Because that's just there's a big
That's
leap.
a good
There's
question.
a big
between
jump between
me
being a
getting up
very
off-
good NBA player and
Like if I can get up off this couch and my knees don't hurt, that's fine. Now can I fly through the air and play elite defense? I don't know. I don't know if I can do that.
That's a good question.
And kind of same thing with Zion. It's like
Zion's still a dog.
I feel like does Zion sustain like crazy injuries, or is it just like
No, it's nagging shit because he's heavy.
It's my knee, my ankle, my foot. Oh,
It's just, yeah.
Like,
It's,
it's
it's
just-
little shit.
lower body injuries.
It's
that
little shit that's just gonna.
we're looking at.
with him
I mean, we're
forever.
looking at what was going on with Shaq in Boston.
Yeah.
Like it's like, bro, you're just too fat. Like
You're
lose
too
some weight
fat and old.
and get in shape. Like, you are in the NBA. You're
Shaq
getting paid to play
I think they
basketball.
said Shaq was like 400 at some point.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. He's 7'1".
But see, that's the thing though. Zion has a way better roster around him than Ja does.
Yeah, agreed.
If Zion was as available as Ja is, I mean, the Pelicans
right
team is easily number one. But I feel like all these rosters kind of being a mashup of like, we don't even know what to expect from any of them, including the Pelicans with their injuries. It's just, the real question is, can you have hope in any of them
I say out of all
this
of them,
season?
the one team you could probably have hope in is probably, I want to say the Grizzlies at best.
Just from an injury standpoint,
Yeah.
But what do the Grizzlies do this year? Healthy.
try to slip into a 10 spot.
I'd give them at least more than a 10 spot, maybe like 7.
But I mean, we are talking about Ja, but this team is not built like that.
All right, I mean, I'll take it.
This team struggled hard without Ja.
All right,
And like you said, Jason Tatumless Celtics is still pretty good.
man. We talked contenders and pretenders, some injuries, some players still on the trade block. Predicted every Week 9 game. We talked Thursday night football. It's time to get out of here. Is there anything else y'all two want to say before we get out of here?
Man, it was nice getting together. You know, 3 amigos back on the pod.
Are we amigos?
Wow.
None of us are.
Hispanic.
No.
That's fine.
But somehow we could all pass as Hispanic.
Bro, we
This
be
guy's
getting,
Dominican.
nah, we be getting called Hispanic, or you. They're
Me.
not calling me
They
Hispanic.
could call you Hispanic. You can.
No.
You could pass.
I'm white.
I know, but you could
I
pass.
think, I
Why?
think it's just the facial hair and then the tanness from you, Devan.
Yeah.
I'm not that much tanner than you though.
But like,
Nah,
look,
you're like a caramel brown.
yeah,
It's not that crazy.
I'm just white.
Shane,
Well, me, I could pass off as like
give me your other hand.
Dominican.
Give me. That's what I was saying. You're Dominican. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you're Dominican. I'm Colombian. You're fucking.
You're like Ecuadorian. That's like where the white Hispanics.
I'm a little Middle
Nah,
Eastern.
no, you're like Tijuana
You're like-
or something.
Portugal.
I'm a white
Pat-
American.
He's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
He is.
I'm a
You're Puerto Rican.
I'm a motherfucking. According to them, I'm a MAGA fucking. I'm a fucking.
Yeah.
I'm
He's the MAGA guy.
I'm a pack my.
Believe it or not.
All right.
He says he doesn't like Obama.
Anything else you that he didn't say? Obama?
Yeah, he's not a fan.
That's a
Obama is
combination.
Crazy.
That's a crazy.
I've never heard of that. You might have came. You might be the first.
No, I'm not the first. You never heard of Obama?
Nah. Where'd you get that from?
I can't remember.
Obama.
I think it was your.
That's
Family.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Find me on Pinterest. I don't even know what a Pinterest is, honestly.
Pinterest is.
Is that a lady thing?
No. That's where you get photos from.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. Like, Google doesn't have photos.
Nah, but like you get like.
Shutterfly.
That's where you get like wallpapers and shit from.
Okay. I think it's time to get out of
You
here.
gotta get out of here.
Hopefully you guys enjoy this episode of On It. We'll be back on Tuesday to review all of Week 9's games, to talk Thursday Night Football, Week 10, maybe some college football, maybe some more NBA. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. Hopefully you enjoyed. It has been me. It has been Shane. It has been Devan. We are out.